heathens, welcome back to another episode of Unqualified Experts. I'm joined again this week by the lovely Ashton Blaise.
Ashton Blaise. It's my real name.
Is that your
keep
real
reminding
name?
people. I go by my real name now.
I know. I was
So.
going because it used to be Ashton Birdie, right? Then it
Yeah,
was Ashton
well,
Blaise, but there was something else too.
It was so I went by Ashton Birdie because that was the name that my dead manager technically owns it. I just don't want to play around with it anymore because
Gotcha.
that's not even my real name. And then I went by Ashton the Slytherin just because I really liked Harry Potter, and that's like
yes.
it wasn't like it'd be a serious thing. It was just like I was just like, oh, I live like by Harry Potter world. Let me do Harry Potter content for a little bit. And I still love Harry Potter. I just like don't do it as I don't just do Harry Potter stuff. So I was like, oh, please just go by my real name. People know my real name at this point.
It's a good name too. Yeah.
Thanks. I have thank goodness for hippie parents.
I know, right? No, it's absolutely. Hello, wonderful heathens. Thank you so much for joining us today. Before we get started, I'm so happy to see all these names in chat. I see all you lovely names in chat. Hello, wonderful humans. Hi. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Before we jump in, I want to thank Mr. Backhand. As usual, every single stream, he does loves and he does hugs. And he said, hi, Zia. Hi, Ashton. Love and hugs. And we get capital HUGS. So we get a capital hugs from Backhand. Backhand, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Backhand, kicking us off as usual. We are 619 towards what is today? Is it 188 or 189? Where are we on the bikinis? I've lost track completely. If people didn't tell me, I would have no
bikini. Actually, where did my bikini go?
I got a new one.
My desk.
189. Thank you, Mr. Backhand and Mr. Old Nerdy. Hi, you guys. Oh, now it works. Now it works. Oh, sorry. Well, hello. Hi, Fright Club and Drewium and Robin and Michael and Old Nerdy and Backhand and RJP and Franklin, Joshua. Hi, you guys. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Andrew, Benjamin, golly, Silver Battleship. So many names. Hi, CW. Okay. All right. I'll just gush like a fool forever. Hi.
I'm so
hi,
stupid. See, I'm wearing the bikini under my clothes. Where'd it go? Oh, it's on me.
That's amazing.
I saw the strap and I'm like, oh.
You came prepared. I love that so much. I got a new one and it's out in the living room and I completely forgot to bring it in. But yeah, what was I saying? Sorry. I don't know why I'm so out of it today. I was doing okay. And then I ate dinner and I sat down and I could not keep my eyes open. I fell asleep for like 30 minutes right before the stream and then woke up and was like, where am I? You know, like one of those naps. So I'm feeling like that a little bit today. Oh, hold on. We got another one here. I think I know. You know why I think I know? I think I know because it's an even number. Mr. Franklin, thank you so much. 1381 for Mr. Franklin to get us to 20. So now I can do maths good in my head because otherwise I cannot. Are you good at math, Ashton?
I'm fairly okay at math. I was actually on mathletes in high school, and that's where all my brain power was, and it just does not exist anymore.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know math was something you could lose.
Yeah.
I just never had it.
To the point where like you use calculators for everything, and you're like, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is, right?
It's like in high school, it was like a thing where you couldn't use calculators for everything, and now it's like you as an adult, like no one's over your shoulder, so you can't use a calculator.
Yeah, well, it's funny too. In high school,
it's like a language.
Yeah,
if you're not using the language, you lose it in your brain, basically. Mm-hmm. Like when I was a kid, I used to speak Russian, and I don't know a lick of Russian.
That makes sense. Wait, you could speak Russian?
When I was a kid, Russian was one of the first languages that I could speak. Because I am Irish, Italian, Russian, Venezuelan.
That's such an interesting combo. Who in your house speaks, or like who in your household spoke Russian?
So my grandmother, her mom was from, I don't know which one was from which, but one parent was an immigrant from Italy and one was an immigrant from Russia.
That's amazing.
So they both spoke fluent Russian and Italian. So my grandmother spoke fluent Russian and Italian. So she insisted that I learn both Italian and Russian as a child. And for some reason, I was very good at Russian as a child, but not good at Italian. I learned Russian and English simultaneously. So my first word was actually skogi, which is a mix between the word doggy and skova, which is the Russian word for dog.
So Skogi, you said?
Skogi.
Skogi, that's really cute. That's super cute. I was picturing a little tiny Ashton going around saying Skogi. That's adorable.
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. Dan, I wanted to say look at Mr. Dan. Dan A, thank you so much. He just dropped an orange boy and now we're 20% of the way there at 40. Dan, thank you, thank you, thank you. Backhand Franklin Dan. Thank you guys so much. Oh my goodness. Look at that. 160 away from bikinis. 160 away from bikinis. Maybe we'll get to it as soon as I digest. Ugh, I ate too much food before the stream. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe that's why I got so tired. So you spoke Russian. That's so freaking cool. And do you speak do you remember any of it, or is it like you said, just completely gone?
I know Privyet, but I don't think it's because I learned that. I think it's because it's always overused in movies where you hear a Russian person and they go Privyet, Miss Lanyanya. Privyet, Mrs. Lanya Ashton. It means hello, my name is Ashton. Everything else is gone. It's just gone. I know more French than I do Russian now, and it's not much.
I remember, I think also for movies, I clearly don't know any Russian either, but I remember Das Vidanya, and I don't know what that means. But
Das Vidanya.
Yeah, what is that? I swear I hear it in like every single one.
Let me see. Let's see what it actually means. It means goodbye until we meet again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
A Russian thing. I'm also Eastern European, so I don't know any of like my dad. What did my dad say his grandmother's name was? Like Vladislavich or some shit like that. Not necessarily from Russia, but from like former Yugoslavia. So any of those countries, whatever that was. Yeah, it's like a very that and Swedish, and then like Hawaiian on my mom's side. Also a very weird mix. Or not weird, but just like.
Yeah, I never learned any Italian as a child. My grandmother speaks Italian. I'm very good at Italian cooking, mainly because I don't know if you've ever had Russian food, Zia. It's absolutely disgusting.
I've heard. The only thing I know is like borscht.
It's beets and cold fish. Cabbage is okay, but they eat cold cabbage.
No,
it's like food that should be warm is served cold. There's a lot of weird gelatin foods. It's really gross. And it's just like you think of depression in a food. It's Russian food. And I don't like it.
You know what's funny though, Ashton, that you say that? So like I don't know Russian food at all, but I've been to Russian supermarkets and I've had Russian candy and Russian pastries. And
Russian candy and pastries are amazing. But just one of those things where it's like
it out.
I walk into a kitchen and I'm not Russian anymore. I am Italian because I'm almost like ashamed that like Russian food is part of my culture. It's so nasty. Somebody commented in Soviet Russia, food eats you. Yeah, the gelatin. They put chicken feet in gelatin.
Oh, that's
okay.
Yeah, no,
that's something from Goosebumps. That's not food.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. That doesn't sound great.
And, I'm so convinced, whichever, I think it was my grandfather that was the Russian one. I'm pretty sure he married my grandmother because she could cook Italian food. This man suffered from Russian food, and you know, they left before the Bolsheviks took over. So they left Russia, and he met my grandmother, was like, oh, this thing called pasta, you say? Okay, I'll marry you. This is great. Because the standard for cooking is so low.
Look, but here's the thing too, like when you're looking at levels of food, some foods are just above, like Italian food is, at least for me personally, is always going to be at the top. Like there are some foods like Italian food, Mexican food. There are certain foods that are just, they're delicious.
Superior. Like sushi, I could live on sushi. If I had to pick one food, it'd be Japanese food.
That's so funny.
Food. I love Italian food, and
those are my two favorites.
I'm so weird about Hispanic food and Mexican food and Latin food because I'm really picky about how it's made. I wasn't raised with any sort of Latin culture. I actually didn't realize I was Venezuelan until I think 2021, actually.
How
We did
much?
those little spit tests,
Yeah.
and I ended up getting like a whole quarter Venezuelan, and I'm like, or sorry, a whole
Wow.
quarter South American. I'm like, what the heck is this? And before anyone makes weird comments about people from Argentina and Venezuela, yes, my grandfather's family immigrated here before World War II. Okay.
I love
Shut
that you
up.
had to make that comment. I
To
wasn't going
tell
to say
people
anything.
every time because it was before World War II.
But wouldn't
Listen,
that still show
but
up
it's
as
funny
German?
because his family claimed that they were from Germany. They actually made up a fake name when they immigrated here in like the early 1900s. Because at the time, if you were from South America or anywhere that wasn't like considered white Europe, right? So like my grandmother and my grandfather, my great grandmother and great grandfather had a hard time when they came to America looking for work. My father's side, they're Irish, so they had a hard time too.
Mhm.
My grandfather's family, my mom's side, lied and claimed to be German, changed their last name to the whitest sounding name you can think of. I do not know my grandfather's real last, like what his last name should have been. They straight up lied, pretended to be German, and acclimated very quickly.
That's such an
But they
odd
were
move.
Latin. They were from Latin America.
Wow. That's so it's so interesting. Isn't it weird how
Like,
genes work like that? Like how you can have that Latin American or, Venezuelan, South American, whatever,
they learned very
genes.
little English and only used the phrases that they knew to get by and learned English as they were working so they could pretend like they were actually English speaking.
That's so funny.
Like they straight up lied about, because my whole life I thought I was a quarter German. I have very little German in me, and it's all on my dad's side. My
No
mom is
German.
not an ounce of German. Her whole life she thought she was half German. She's not.
That's so
She's
funny.
half Latina. My
Isn't
mother.
it funny how there's so many things like that? Like also, people find out that they're Native American because it was like some dirty secret that nobody
Yeah.
wanted to tell anyone, so they just kept it a secret. Like it was the secret, and it's funny now. It's like this cool thing.
Yeah.
I've always
It's
wanted to take one of those spit
it's
tests, but
the
I don't
only
want to give them
reason
my
they
genes.
were so successful when they came to America. They lied about their race.
And it's funny because you got none of the pigment, which is hilarious. Like, and
This
neither did I.
it gets funnier. So my Irish side everyone has dark hair, dark skin. Some have light eyes. My grandfather James on my dad's side has light hair, light eyes, and I have some cousins who have light eyes, light hair. But it's very rare. It's very rare. They're mostly dark hair, dark eyes. My sister has dark hair, dark eyes. My mother has red hair, which comes from the Russian, and the dark eyes. The blonde hair and blue eyes, well, actually, my eyes are green, comes from my grandfather who is from Venezuela.
Yeah, like how
He's
does that
the one
happen?
with blonde hair. Well, apparently it's very common in South America,
I didn't know that.
even before World War II.
But you
Which
know
I
what?
thought it was a
Actually,
thing post World War II, which makes sense because of
no, but
what
it makes
happened.
sense if people came down from Spain. I mean, they speak Spanish,
Right.
correct?
So there
Right. So that
is a
actually does
chance
make
that a
sense.
lot of it is I have Spanish descent as well. It's quite
Yeah.
possible. So, but I think it's really interesting that a lot of my blonde hair comes from my two grandfathers, but it's mainly from my mother. To be fair, it could be from my dad's father too, but it's not as common on my dad's side as it is because I recently got in contact with some of family that I was distant from, never spoke to. Because my grandmother cut off my grandfather after they got divorced. I never spoke to him again. They never spoke of like anything about him, and I got in contact with some cousins on his side. They all got blonde hair, light eyes, and they're all like Spanish speaking, and they're all it's insane. So yeah,
It's just funny how it works. It is. It's interesting how genes work and what comes out on top. There's no reason I should be as white as I am. I mean, my dad is white, but if you look at my mom, it's comical. She's super brown. Her skin is brown. Her hair is brown. Her eyes are brown. And so is my sister. There's this one picture. I actually need to share it at some point in the Discord of me and Cece when we were little. And it's just we don't look related, but we have the same mom and the same dad, just completely. And I just look like my dad. I got literally all of the white. Like that was all I got. I got all of the white. So yeah, it's funny, but I would be curious to take that spit test. But like I said, I don't know. I don't want to give them I don't want to give them that. They also keep trying to get me to use biometrics to log into my bank account. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely not. I'm not giving you my fucking biometrics.
Biometrics?
Yeah, your fingerprint. They want you to fingerprint to log into your bank account. And I'm like, no, you're a bank. You shouldn't get that info.
I'm at the point now where I'm like, the CIA has everything from me. I've used my fingerprint to get into Disneyland. I've used my fingerprint to get in my phone. I'm sure when I die, they'll have a million clones of me, which will be really stupid because they'd all have BPD and freaking anxiety and depression and autism. And they won't function very well when it comes to being war machines. So good luck with my DNA, U.S. government. It's not going to work for you.
You know what? I have a lot of the similar problems. A lot. Lots of anxiety, lots of depression. We were talking about this before the stream. I have to make a doctor's appointment because I completely forgot. Well, I didn't forget. I do forget though. Like I don't think about it very often that I have Hashimoto's and I have to get medicated for that. Like that's one of those things. And I think that's why I've been having such a hard time losing weight. Like it's still coming off, but very, very, very slowly. Whereas the last time I got like at this level where I was working out like this and dieting like this, I lost 4 pounds in a month. It's taken me 6 months to lose 4 pounds. It's so frustrating. I'm so annoyed by it. And I was like, I don't understand what's happening. And then I was like, you have Hashimoto's, dummy. And I started looking into it. And it's this autoimmune disease that attacks your thyroid. And I started looking into it, and literally all of the symptoms that I'm, complaining about that I thought were just stress symptoms, which can be, are all like stuff from Hashimoto's. So I need to go get a hormone replacement therapy, and I just have to make this appointment. So I'm like currently looking into insurance. That's like my biggest thing. Frank, I love you for saying that. I'm gaining muscle.
Health insurance is like one of the biggest struggles in like America, and like
so frustrating.
My opinions on health insurance and has changed so much since I was 22. Like I don't know if you know this, Zia. I kind of went nationally viral for saying something very silly about universal health care when I was 22. I had no understanding of the world. I got very famous for saying, oh, we should have universal health care because they're eating rats in Venezuela, which is, they are eating rats in Venezuela. And what's happening there is very terrible. That's not necessarily only happening because of universal health care.
No, that's a whole different thing.
Right? But I realize there's a lot of flaws in universal healthcare systems across the world. However, America really does need a better health care.
We need to figure something out. Yeah. I don't necessarily think universal healthcare is the answer, but I like the idea of like having that, maybe that is an option, but still having the option to purchase privatized healthcare if you want. Like I thought that would seem like a good in between, but I'm not smart. Like I'm not smart enough to know.
I don't think it's privatized healthcare. I think it's the insurance companies and how much they're able to essentially like they're essentially able to exploit the healthcare system. It's the health insurance industry that's the problem. Because I feel like back when a lot of our healthcare system relied on local doctors, and back in the day you would just go to the doctor that helped give birth to every child in the village, and like he was just your guy that you went to, and everyone that my life who's older says how much healthcare was so much inexpensive back then. And I'm wondering, like, what I asked, like, well, what was insurance like? They go, we didn't have insurance. We didn't have these large companies telling us like, we had to pay monthly fees in order to have medicine, only to pay more for said medicine. Like that just wasn't a thing back then.
I think now though we have such specialized care though that's gone to like it's this weird in between, right? Where I think that we need to focus more on preventative medicine, right? Like I think we need to focus more on diet, more on exercise, more on getting people legitimately healthy, because it's not going to fix everything. It's not like exercising and eating well is a cure-all for everything, but it fixes a lot of those obesity related illnesses that so many people have, especially in America. Obesity just keeps rising and rising and rising. We're a fat fucking country, and it's going to take a toll on the healthcare system and on people's health. So that's something to focus on.
Speaking of health, I'm really getting sick of fad diets. I'm so sick of people saying, "Oh, well, it's the amount of sugar, it's the amount of carbohydrates, it's the amount of
That's the
bread we
dumbest shit I've
consume."
ever
And
heard.
it's like, well, why is it in Italy they eat bread with every single meal? And they are some of the skinniest people. So they walk everywhere in Europe.
Yeah.
They walk, 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 walk.
Well, it's
But
also about
factor
portion sizing as well.
portion, well, that's also not true because when I was in Italy, they ate giant portions of everything.
Really?
Yes. Well, they had different, so if you were to combine all the meals, so a lot of meals in Europe consist of 5 different groups. If you were to combine this, I would say they're pretty similar to like an American sized meal. The problem was is that not the problem, not the problem. The difference is that they ate slower because when you are English is technically not my first language, Zia. I can't speak English either.
No, I'm not laughing at you. I was laughing at the
No
at
language
the chat.
exists in my brain. Listen.
Oh, girl, I can't say any words, please. I can't say shit. No.
They eat a lot slower because when they're eating dinner time, lunch, breakfast is a time to communicate with their friends and family. They share ideas, so they're talking a lot during their meals. So they eat slower, so it's easier for their stomachs to digest. Their meals last 2 to 3 hours at that point. They also walk immediately wherever they're going after their meals, but also they don't have the same chemicals and preservatives in their food that we do. And a lot of the preservatives that are in our food, we can't digest properly, so it ends up slowing down our metabolism and it causes us to gain more weight.
People talk about that a lot. It's interesting how when they go to like
someone
European
just said they
countries,
don't have seed oils in Europe either, which is not entirely true, but it's honestly, it's different kinds of seed oils. There's certain seed oils that are actually okay.
Grapeseed oil is good.
Grapeseed
oil has like a high
sunflower
smoking.
seed oil is great. It's what people are thinking of as the processed canola oil.
Processed canola. Yeah, canola oil, stuff like that. High fructose corn syrups and absolutely everything.
It's not just seed oils.
Jay Bama. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you're right. Just when people make these exaggerated statements, get very vague about things, it sort of causes this domino effect of thought where everyone's like, yeah, ban the seed oils, but it's not just seed oils. You can't just group them all together. It's very specific. It's a very specific level of processing people are focused on.
I am hoping that they start making some changes to the food industry here. But at the same time, there is nothing to stop
RFK is going to come to me in the middle of the night and steal my midnight snacks.
He's going to
steal my Coca-Cola. He's going to steal my Red Vines, which I never see in the stores anyway. I always see Twizzlers, which are shit candy. Bring back Red Vines. I never see Red Vines in stores anymore. It makes me so sad.
I think because look, I love a lot of old people candy. I really do. I love black licorice.
Just not old people
candy. It absolutely is.
You know what? I also like Good and Plenty. So
do I. I fucking love Good and Plenty. Yes, I love old people candy. I'm not saying anything. However, Red Vines is absolutely old people candy. That's some of that stuff is eventually just gonna find its way out. But
I gotta start buying my Red Vines in bulk and hoarding
them. You have to, yeah. There's those circus peanuts. Slowly but surely, those things are gonna go away. Yeah, we are, by the way, you guys, we are at 110. We're 90 away from Bikini. I gotta thank some people because y'all came in so hard. Rod Tholomew with a 60, and I don't even know if he's probably not even here anymore. I'll have to thank him again at the end of this. He said, "Hello, wonderful human. Hope you and Ashton have a great stream. I'm up to some shenanigans this evening." Oh, hell yeah. Hope to come back and catch the end of the stream. He is probably not here. However, Rod Tholomew, thank you so much. Have fun with your shenanigans. That sounds amazing. Come back with stories. Come back with shenanigans stories. Ravenclaw with 5. Hail Queen Heathen Zia and the Lady Ashton. Happy Friday, and it's awesome to see you stream together. Simp time. Love Asian simp. Thank you so much, Asian simp. Thank you so much. I hope so, Frank. Thank you so much, Asian simp. And Andrew Thomas with another 5. Hey to my favorite hot librarian, Zia, and my hottest crush, Ashton. I want you to review the current Nosferatu movie, Ashton, on your YouTube channel.
I have to. So my friend Nirvana and I actually went to go see The Wolfman yesterday. We filmed a review of it. Ooh. And oh my gosh, it was chaotic because I'm still figuring out all the specs, like technology-wise, for everything. It's a tech issue. But the Wolfman, I have so many. I guess you guys can go watch the review on my channel once it's up. But like, they just don't make monster movies like they used to anymore. And I go into better detail about this in the review. But it just feels like everything has to be explained by AI or a disease, which is very apparent already in the original Wolfman. But there's no lore to like monster movies now. Whereas back in the day, it was like you have to be out in the full moon. There has to be a silver bullet to kill the werewolf. And now it's like, now it's just like he has rabies. It's boring.
Is that
it's basically what it is. It's like rabies that makes him have a funny face. Basically, because the first time you see the Wolfman, it's not even nighttime, so it's a permanent change. There's no full moon needed, and then there's no like lore. It's just, I will say the mom was badass in this movie. It was definitely like, I haven't seen like a female heroine turnaround like that since Ripley from Alien. You know, you don't think the girl's gonna be the hero, but then she ends up being the hero, and you're like really rooting for her.
Yeah, I like when it's done in a natural way like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
if you're gonna happen, because I hated the mom character at first, and then she becomes a total badass halfway through the movie. You're like, whoa, that's a whole 180, and you're rooting for her. Because at first I'm like, I hope the mom dies, and then you start seeing her kick some butt, and you're like, yeah. And then I don't know, it's just one of those things where like Universal monster movies are really just like, they're really important to me. Because The Creature from the Black Lagoon is personally my favorite monster movie ever made. It was actually the last Universal monster. He actually passed away like right before I moved to Orlando. I have a whole shrine to him in my horror room, which is going to be my podcast room, which is why like I have this strange curtain up. Wizard of Oz.
No, trust me, I get how that goes. When you're in the middle of doing stuff, you're like, we're just going to put this up and it's going to be good enough for
no one can see until it's perfect.
Yeah.
But like, it's just, I love the lore. I like the lore behind Dracula. I like the lore. It's like kind of like why I prefer the Frankenstein book over the movie, and like why I actually prefer Bram Stoker's Dracula movie with Gary Oldman more than I do
one
the
of
book.
my favorite movies of all time.
Like Renfield, for example, is a very essential character, I feel like, in Dracula, but he's actually better in the movies than he is the book. And there's just lore and background and character development is so essential to me, and I love the character development of the mom character in the new Wolfman movie, but it was missing the kitschy lore. If I don't have my silver bullets and I don't have my full moon, like I want one shot where you see the man as the werewolf howl with the full moon in the background, and we didn't get that. And that's the one, I feel like it's a solid requirement for werewolf movies, you know? And we didn't get that. So,
yeah, it's kind of, I don't mind people doing their own thing, but if you're trying to do a werewolf movie, I do think there are some classics that you kind of need to stick by. Otherwise, do something else.
And it was Blumhouse, and I was really expecting more from Blumhouse.
Yeah.
The thing about Blumhouse, though, is that a lot of the stuff that they do is very artsy anyway, so I should have expected that. I don't think Blumhouse was the proper studio to make a Universal monster movie. I feel like somebody, gosh, what's his name? Gosh, he was supposed to do the Haunted Mansion movie and he didn't. He would have done a great Wolfman.
I don't know.
I think he did Crimson Peak.
Why can't I think of that?
He was supposed to do, unless I'm doing it wrong as well. Yeah, Guillermo del Toro. He should have done the Wolfman. He, honestly, everything Guillermo del Toro does screams Universal monster movie to me.
Pan's
I want him to do Frankenstein. I want him to do, I think he is doing Frankenstein, actually. I want him to do Frankenstein. I want him to do Dracula. I want him to do Creature from Black Lagoon. I want him to do Wolfman, The Mummy, Phantom of the Opera. I want him to do The Invisible Man. I want him to do them all because every movie he's done just screams Universal monster in the making. And honestly, it's a shame that we didn't get him to make the Haunted Mansion movie, because the Haunted Mansion movie, you could tell, did not get the funding it deserved, because the whole movie is just back-to-back sponsorships. And Guillermo del Toro has such a love for the Haunted Mansion that I think he could have done such a great story. And the Haunted Mansion movie wasn't that bad, but it could have been great. And it's personally my favorite theme park attraction. And I do appreciate that the movie that we did get showed love for both haunted mansions on both coasts. So we got to see one in New Orleans and one up north. But it's one of those things where this amazing director who has such a love for something, would do such a great job. And I look at his work and I think, oh, this man could make a really great monster movie. I think he is doing Frankenstein, though, if I'm not mistaken.
I think the great
sorry,
thing
I really
about
love
him
horror
too.
movies.
No, it's
The
okay.
channel's
I
coming.
think the great thing about him too, though, and the reason that I think you're right with a lot of this is because his incredible use of practical effects. I think that he uses practical effects in the perfect way. Literally, Pan's Labyrinth is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh,
And
it's
the practical
gorgeous.
It's beautiful. The practical effects and the set design is absolutely stunning. And I think that's what sets his movies apart. Did you see he did a show, I think was it Cabinet of Curiosities on Netflix?
No.
Oh my God. Look up Cabinet of Curiosities on Netflix. It is, I'm 99% sure he did. It is so good. So good.
Oh, definitely my aesthetic right here.
Yes, you'll love it. I watched all of those when they came out. I
love
so
dark academia. I love mystery. I also love set design that he does.
Yes.
I was a person meant to live in a Victorian house, but unfortunately I live in Florida where everything is builder, where everything is suburbs and little boxes, and I just want to paint all my walls black and dark colors.
You and I are exactly the same. I want dark, I want black, I want dark grays, I want cool gothic wallpaper. I
wrote a script. I wrote a rant for this already for my YouTube channel. I was going to film it later this week once my podcast room was done, but I'll give you a little synopsis of what it's about. I hate that we don't have cool houses anymore. And what makes me angry is when I say, I want to live in a Victorian house. And everyone's like, no, you don't, because you have plumbing issues, electricity issues. And it's like, well, why can't we just build new suburbs of houses that look like old houses? It doesn't have to be 100 years old. It can be new. I just want to look old.
You want the style, the character.
Let's do the same thing with cars. Yeah. I want to build new cars that look like old T-birds. Like, the whole point of being technologically advanced was to make beautiful things work better, not make Minecraft objects, okay? Like, every time, I know people love Elon Musk, okay? I know, yay, he bought Twitter, yay, but the Cybertruck is ugly. The Cybertruck is hideous. It looks like Biff from Back to the Future saw the DeLorean and thought, whoa, I need a really souped up villain version of this. And that's the Cybertruck. It just makes me angry that this man, Elon Musk, who I have seen post memes about aesthetics, really, pretty aesthetics, makes something like the Cybertruck. You have the capabilities to make something beautiful, Elon Musk. Why are you making this toaster on wheels? It upsets me.
Jay also
it makes me so angry. I want to
lives in Florida. Houses here are boring.
They are boxes. They're boxes, and I hate it. I hate open layouts. I want rooms to have their own walls. I want each room to be themed. I don't like open concept. And I want to live in a Victorian house that happens to have great plumbing and great electricity.
You can do that. Well, you can also redo plumbing and electricity in old houses. I love brick. I'm obsessed with brick.
Or we can convince building companies to start building these suburbs because they can't stop. By the way, can we stop tearing down beautiful forests and beautiful swamp territory? I moved to Florida not just for lower taxes, but because I love the swamp. I love gators and I love moss. Stop planting palm trees in places where palm trees are not native. I want swamp. I want oak trees. I want moss. I want alligators. And I want to live in a place where I can hear the cranes squawk. Okay, we're tearing on this beautiful land to build more suburbs, which no one is moving into. It's just empty boxes, ugly empty boxes. If we're going to build suburbs, at least make them pretty. At least make them look cool. Build new versions of Victorian homes and then leave some land in the back to be open as a reservation for all those pretty swamp creatures. The reason that I moved out here. Okay, I want to look at my backyard, and then in the very next block over, I see Jim Jones walking around barbecuing in his underwear. I don't want to do that. Sorry.
I had to pee. I had my earphones in, but I could hear you.
Okay.
So I could hear you. Yeah, no. So I know why they build houses like that. Like I understand why they do. They build houses like that because they are cheap. I mean, that's really what it is. They're cheap when it comes down to it. But
there's no way to do it. Oh, it's bikini time.
It's bikini
time! Hold up, we make sure I'm safe.
Time. I gotta say a huge thank you to CW and MA, you little gems, you with an orange boy over here, an orange boy from CW and MA. Time to take my socks off. I can't wear
these on today, so I apologize. But I think I'll be okay.
You'll be good. Just careful not to adjust them because YouTube dings you for that. They're like, yeah, they're wild about that. So I try not to like touch it too much. But and then Franklin just over here with a freaking whole ass red boy. I don't know the total. Hopefully this does it with a question mark. Oh, CW and MA said, by the way, MA knows, sorry, I'm like getting ahead of myself here. MA knows a lot about candy. Yay, double bikini. Ah! Thank you.
Jay Bama says I need to move to New Orleans. It's like, no, sir, I don't want to get shot. Okay. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I'm so sorry. That's really insensitive right now.
Oh, wait, what happened in New Orleans?
There was a terrorist attack in New Orleans.
Wait, when did this happen?
A few weeks ago. No, I really should make jokes. I really should make a joke about that. My friend Cher, actually, she's based in New Orleans, and she actually works at the club that's on Bourbon Street where it happened. There was like a truck that came through and just started attacking people. It was terrible. But the crime rate in New Orleans is absolutely terrible. I would never live there. And I honestly, if it wasn't for the crime, I would, because I'm so obsessed with Anne Rice that like it would just be a dream. I've always wanted to visit.
That's horrible. That really
sucks.
I
shouldn't. At any time, it's an okay joke because the crime there is terrible. But my friend Cher was caught up in that terrible attack, and I shouldn't make a joke like that. But
no, there are some places where it's as MA said, that's not insensitive. It's not an unreasonable concern to be honest.
It's just to be fair, New Orleans has terrible crime rates, which
sucks.
I would love to live there because it's such a culturally interesting. It's actually like one city in America besides Salem that I want to go visit. I don't want to visit Salem in October. I want to visit Salem when everything is cooled down because I want to like actually visit Salem and visit like all the different. I want to visit Tarrytown. That's where I really want to visit more than Salem than anything. Tarrytown, New York.
I really want to visit. Sleepy Hollow. Sleepy Hollow.
Hollow.
Oh my God, I love it so much.
Tarrytown is Sleepy Hollow.
Yes, I've been there super briefly. Absolutely loved it. Salem is still on my list to go to, although I know it's horribly tourist now. Like
I wouldn't go in October. I would go in like September, November when all the tourists leave.
Yeah.
And then I would go do all the I would really take my time because I don't. The thing is, I don't like messing around with haunted things because I actually do believe in that stuff. So I would be very careful. But I do want to learn about the things that happened there.
Healer says check your. If you could just go off camera before you adjust it, because I'm so sorry. YouTube is they crazy. I got to be so careful with them.
Yeah, we good. Yeah,
sorry.
They grew, funny enough, and I don't know why, but I know. I like said there. I know. I was like, yeah. By the way, people have been getting really concerned with me. They go, Ashton, you really don't need plastic surgery. When I talk about wanting giant anime titties, it's a joke. It's a joke. If I say things like, man, I wish my tits were so big and hold a beer bottle in between them, I'm joking, guys.
Well, look, I wanted big anime titties, and I did go and get them.
I support women getting plastic surgery, though. That's the thing. I am all for if you want to do it, you go do it. But like, if I'm ever saying something super outlandish, I am the queen of saying crazy stuff and people thinking it's real. And I often don't realize that like my type of sarcasm doesn't transfer. Or maybe I'm really bad at sarcasm. I'm sorry. I'm autistic. I'm trying my best at being sarcastic, and apparently it's not translating.
It's a tough one. It's tough because not everybody gets the same type of humor. Like that's the thing. It's going to be different for everybody, and it's just going to go over some people's heads. I've missed jokes
if I were
before.
ever to get plastic surgery, I wouldn't go crazy about it. But the way I talk about it, people do get concerned. Think, oh my gosh, you must really hate yourself if you want to get all this stuff done to you. And I'm like, first of all, if a woman does it, she doesn't hate herself. And two, if I ever say the term, I'm going to get some big fat anime titties to hold a beer can. I'm probably not serious, you guys.
Hey, you get those. Look, I think people need to do what makes them happy. I do think there's a line where it goes from like, all right, there's this thing that I wanted to do for so long, and that makes me happy. Like I got my boobs done, but I've never done anything else, and I'm not out there like, all right, time to get a BBL, and let's get this done, and let's do cheek implants. Like,
and in the industry that like you and I are in, and it's really actually really apparent in cosplay. I'm surrounded by women who all have had a million things done. There's nothing wrong with that. But there is this slight pressure sometimes I feel like on girls who are in the same industry. Like, man, like if they're getting the followers and they're getting the money and they're getting the attention by getting their boobs done, their butt done, their face done, should I get it too? And I have noticed there is this sort of brand of influencer, like women who do influencing, to the point where like a lot of them have the same face now, where their nose looks the same, their chins look the same, their lips look the same. They all look very much the same. And that's it's a bit jarring. It's a bit Stepford wifey.
Yeah. You just you don't want to.
It's gross. I'm not insulting them.
No. I see what you're saying.
But I'm wondering if there is a hint of community pressure and psychological influence involved.
Well, yeah,
because I've definitely gone through that pressure of like, where I'm like, oh man, do I need a nose job? Do I need to get like this done? Do I need to get this done, this done, this done, this done, this done? And I've definitely gone through it. The only reason I'm saying it's probably happening with other girls who are doing it is because I myself have looked at myself in the mirror and thought, do I have to do this now that I'm like on the internet? Like, do I have to match these other girls? So it's why I'm thinking like, what's going on in the heads of other women who are going?
Well, I think it started with the Kardashians. Remember when everybody started looking like the Kardashians, and we're getting that sort of trendy surgery? And I think
the Ariana Grande stuff was happening.
Yeah, but it's just going to a different thing. It's like it's just following these sort of facial trends. But it's also getting to a point where it's getting a little bit weird because it keeps going from thing to thing. I think it's tough because you're following a trend, but then you're stuck with that face forever unless you have a bunch of money to get more surgery. I think what's her face is a really good example of that. Megan Fox. She was so stunning. And then whatever surgery she got, it's not that she isn't still beautiful, because she is. It just got rid of her initial beauty.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucks because it took everything that was special and beautiful about her and made her, she's still beautiful, but she just looks like a Kardashian plant. It's just, I don't know. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that people, I understand wanting to feel like, I understand nose jobs. I understand wanting to get a nose job if you've got like, a big hook nose or whatever it is. Like if it's something like that, it's a different thing.
And there's also a lot of trends though where women are embracing their hook noses and their larger noses, which I think is a good thing too. I have considered a nose job. Now, before people yell at me, because it's hard to breathe out of one of my nostrils properly. So I brought that up and people just jumped, assuming it was like, your nose is perfect. And it's like, no. I can't breathe out of my nostrils.
Yeah, no, that's a different thing. That's not cosmetic.
I think because there's a lot of like, when I tell people like, oh yeah, I get a little Botox, they automatically jump to, that's why your face has changed. It's like, first of all, I've had no surgery on my face. Nothing on my face has changed. I get it here for TMJ. No, I can still do this. If I had Botox, I wouldn't be able to do that. Like, it's strictly here because I have the worst TMJ. So I think a lot of people who are talking about Botox and fillers and like saying negative things about it, they really don't know what they're talking about, because somebody, I don't know who it was, shared a picture of Avril Lavigne saying, look at this, she's had no work done, no Botox, no fillers. And it's like, yes, she has. She just did it right.
Yeah.
She just did it the right way. She
You
just did
pass
it
by.
in small increments. She
You
just
just
didn't overdo it. The problem is when I hate to say it, it's mostly men who talk like this. When they talk about the whole Botox stuff and filler stuff, they don't know what they're talking about. Because I love when they show a picture of a woman who has had work done. It's like back when guys were saying that Kim Kardashian had a natural makeup look.
yeah.
It's like, no, it's like, because if you actually have like gone through the process of like knowing people who've actually had work done, or you've had work done yourself or researched it yourself because you've considered it, you can tell when things have been done. Avril Lavigne, I can tell you right now, she's had nose jobs. She's had definitely little chin work done, which nothing wrong with, but she did it in a way where you can't tell, where it looks like it naturally happened with age.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, people don't want to hear, hey, you can do it right to the point where it does look good, or else people wouldn't have it as an option. But then, of course, there's cases like Erin Moriarty, for example, who clearly did not need to get her buccal fat removed
Oh,
and did
that
it
was such
anyway.
a bummer.
That's
That one was a bummer.
The problem isn't plastic surgery or fillers or Botox. The problem is you have doctors out there that will straight up lie to you about things that look good because they want money.
Yeah.
They don't care if they botch your face. They just want money from you.
Yep. And it sucks because there are so many skilled surgeons out there. I mean, look at what's her name that just had the facelift and, you know, had her resurgence and everybody's talking about how amazing she looks.
Like, your boobs look amazing.
Friday.
Like, your doctor did a great job.
Oh, thank you. He
look
did
amazing.
do a good job. Mm-hmm. I'm very happy with them.
It's very hard to go, because you were like, what, a double A?
Oh yeah, I was tiny. I had nothing.
You were a double A to a DD, and like usually that doesn't turn out as well.
I had to stop along the way.
But you had a doctor who was like, okay, well, here's the process. This is what we're gonna do if you want to get to the side. You didn't get some like kook of a doctor who was like, yeah, stuff these in here, like, you know, like you had someone talk to you about it.
Did even with these. So my first set, I was like, look, I want them to look really natural, and it ended up just kind of backfiring on me. That's the whole reason. Like, I wanted to have like a nice shape and to fill everything out. But I ended up going too small, and they just didn't work for me because of how wide set my chest is. So initially my boobs were over here, and I just had a big space of nothing in between, and they were like very off to the side. So when he did a small implant over or underneath the muscle, they were over here. They were like off to the side, and then they bottomed out. So my nipples were sitting on the top, and I had animation deformity. So it was just a mess. I wasn't initially going to get ones this big, but I realized in order to fill my chest out, I was gonna have to. I was like, oh no, I have to go bigger.
I have a wider chest too, which is why mine kind of go out to the side like that.
Mine were worse than
I have wider shoulders too, like for my body type, which is like why like I don't wear certain tops and whatnot. Everyone's like, but you're so tiny. I'm like, yeah, but my shoulders don't correlate with the rest of my body. My chest is wider. So my boobs are actually like a D, but they don't look like a D because my chest is wider.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I have considered maybe like not like going too big, but just enough where like I would get like an implant here or here and push them in more. Or sorry, I shouldn't do that right now on YouTube. Or get like, I've heard of like a fat transplant into your boobs, but I also hear there's a lot of horror stories about that, and I don't know if I should mess with that.
It can be done well. The thing with the fat transfers is that you have a tendency to lose about 50% of it. Your body just sort of reabsorbs it. And so you keep half of it. So you can expect them to go down to about half the size that you initially started with when they first put the fat in. But I've seen people who also get smaller implants and do a fat transfer to help them look really natural. And I'm honestly considering, not anytime soon, this would be way in the future, getting just a little bit of fat transferred to a couple of spots to just to sort of like round them out, I guess.
I mean, I already have a lot of like room to work with because I'm already fairly large. Again, my issue isn't so much the size, it's the shape. So like it's one of those things where I know I make the joke about anime titties. I wouldn't go like F or E or anything, but it'd be just enough where they would still like, you wouldn't be able to tell as much, you know? Like I wouldn't overdo it really. I still want to keep like, I don't know how to explain it.
No, I
I
see
don't know
what
how to
you're
explain
saying.
it.
We got some schmumble rants over here. Also, hi, Kyle Cluckin and your mom's deep A over there, and Fairy Guy and Backhand over there, and Russell Hall on Schmumble. Russell said, for $1, Ashton, breathing is overrated. Your nose is fine. It wouldn't change the outside of it, Russell.
No, it wouldn't change. They would go.
Change
They
the
would just
inside.
go in and they would like kind of pick it with like a little. I don't know how to explain what they would do with my nose, but they would just open up the nasal cavity a little better. They
Yeah.
said my voice would change, which is really interesting because I feel like my voice is a
Whoa.
little nasally. I feel like it's very high pitched.
I
And
don't
so the
think it is.
idea of my nose like being opened and my voice kind of
It would drop.
maybe a little bit, like not a lot. Like I wouldn't be talking like this, but it would just like my voice might change a little bit. That's what they said.
Very interesting. I wouldn't have known why. Russell also for 2 said, "Oh, and by the way, don't you dare touch those titties except to massage them gently and sensuously."
Well, I have a site for that, so
Yep, you know where to go. Jay said they shove a power drill up the nose.
What?
Yeah.
My nose the power drill?
That sounds interesting. I haven't had an issue with my nose like that, thankfully. I've never felt the need to mess. I actually have never really felt the need to get surgery on my face at all. I have had people tell me that
honestly.
I'm fine with my face. I don't like when I gain weight, my cheeks get chubby, and I'm not a huge fan of that. But like, that's pretty much
I
it.
used to not want to change much. I do want to get like I have a really gummy smile, and it's thing is always like
I never
made me
noticed that.
insecure. And I have Duane syndrome in one eye, so like I can't. There's no surgery to fix that. But I've always like picked at my face a little bit. But like in recent years, I haven't been so cruel to myself. I think it's also because I do have such a fatty face. I recognize that as I age, it's gonna look. I'm gonna look a lot younger.
Yeah, I don't
Most
think you
people
have
my
a
age.
fatty face either, by the way. I think you just have a youthful face. Like, I don't think you have it's not fat. It's not chubby.
I definitely have a very Russian face. Like I have the hooded eyes, I have like the downturned eyebrows, the fatty cheeks. Like when I smile, it like just the cheeks go up like chipmunk cheeks. I definitely have like a more round. I definitely have a Russian face for sure. So
that's so funny. We're all hilarious to ourselves. I just don't think you have chubby cheeks at all.
I feel really.
Mm-mm.
My round
not even a little
cheeks? You
bit.
don't see this?
No, they don't look. They just look like normal cheeks. Like I don't think
Really?
they look. You have a very
My
youthful face,
cheekbones
but
are so high. I feel like they're pushing my eye sockets right
high
now.
cheekbones are good. That doesn't mean chubby.
I will say I'm really glad I did lip filler once, and I haven't done it since. I did it once like 3 years ago, and I haven't done it since. So I'm back to my natural lip size and shape. Which honestly, when I got my lip filler done, you couldn't even tell really that I had my lips done. So I think lip filler is kind of a scam unless you overdo it, which you don't really want to do. Like nobody notices unless you overdo it. Like
I've been getting lip
think,
filler for years, and I will never go back.
Yeah,
I will never go back to not getting it.
I just feel like like you have lip filler in your now?
Yeah, I've had lip filler for years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I will never go back. My lips were super small, and they did not work with my face.
I feel like for me, I didn't look like any change on me.
I don't think everyone needs it. And if you don't notice a change, and it's funny because but I like this. I wanted this. When I told my stepmom I had it, she's like, "But that doesn't look any different." And I was like, "No, it does." And I showed her a side by side, and she was like, "Oh, it does look different." It just doesn't look big enough where it looks. The last time I got them done though, I fucking hated them. Like hated them. I'm not going back to this guy ever again. He put too much, which is not a big deal. They just
how much did he put in?
Away.
Because when she did me, she only did a half of a vial.
Yeah, see, he used a whole one. Yeah, it was too much.
You know what though? A lot of girls want 1 or 2 nowadays. So
no, not me. I just want a slight plump because it balances my face out. This last time he did too much. It's already settled down and because it's been 6 months and it's already down to a point where it's not too bad. But he also messed up the shape of them.
This guy commented, Frank S commented, "This conversation is the definition of body dysmorphia."
Frank, it's interesting. Would you put your body out there? as like as a form of entertainment, I guess. I don't know how else to say that.
It really messes with you because
it kind of
the thing is, you start
does.
looking at like all the other influencers, and all the different
Yeah.
girls who are involved, and it's like there's almost this pressure of, if I don't look this way, then there goes my business, there goes my relevancy, there goes everything. And honestly, nobody judges our face more than we do
We're the
ourselves.
worst. I
Like,
know.
I always look at these
I know.
beautiful women, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so gorgeous. And
I
then
do
I'll
the
talk
same
to her,
thing.
and she's like, I hate this about myself, I hate this about myself, I hate this. I'm like, you hate yourself, I hate myself. What the hell?
No,
And
I know.
so
It's so silly.
it's just, it's so funny.
It is. It's absolutely ridiculous. Dan over on Schmumble. Dan, thank you so much. He said, goodness, you are both stunning. Like
Can we not
traffic
mention
stopping,
the?
stunning.
Can we not
Stop
say
it.
the R word on here?
I say Schmumble just in case. YouTube's
Oh,
ridiculous.
okay.
They
We'll
piss
say
me off.
Schmumble.
Yeah, you don't have to. I know people say Rumble. I just and you know what? I agree. Here comes Frank and Remy. I agree with both of you. And no, this is something that we need to work on. I think there's something to be said for wanting to be healthy and take care of yourself and working on keeping your body a certain way, which I will always do. But you're absolutely right. He says, here comes my inner father. Stop comparing yourself to other people. And then Remy says you have to have a personality. Beauty only goes so far. Dan, thank you so much. Also, I feel like again, Franklin, with a whole red boy. Franklin, thank you so much. Andrew Thomas, also with another 5, said, hey, sexy Zia in the black bikini. And damn, Ashton, you look so hot in the red bikini. You make me crush on you even more. Andrew, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, and look, when it comes right down to it, I got my boobs done. I'll probably get lip injections for the rest of time. But that's about it. I don't have Botox yet. I still have never gotten any Botox. I take care of my skin. I eat well and I exercise. And honestly, there's not really anything else that I want to do. I'll never get a BBL. I'm just going to exercise. I can't think of anything I would even want to do to my face, to be honest with you. I want my back molars. I want teeth implants because I'm missing 2 of my back molars and it sucks.
I'm missing my 2 back molars too.
Oh, isn't the worst when you're trying to chew on stuff? God.
Yes.
I hate it.
Were you just not born with them?
No, I had, this was when I was younger. I was probably like 17 or 18. And I had the most horrible tooth pain and I didn't have insurance. And so I went to a fucking clinic back in Hawaii and they were basically like, yeah, if you can't afford I think it was like $500 to get the root canal and the crown. So basically they just yanked it out and it hurt so bad that I was like, just take it out. I don't even, just take it out.
Oh my gosh. I wasn't born with mine.
Oh, you just
I'm
weren't
a
born with
mutant.
them.
I'm like an X-Men. I wasn't born with my back molars. I also wasn't born with wisdom teeth. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm missing teeth. I'm like a hillbilly.
Well, no, but I mean, so am I, but except I'm a hillbilly for not like for like real reasons. Like I actually had to have them pulled. But yeah, dental work is so worth it. Like that's where you need to spend your money is dental work.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Another one from Dan. Oh my God. I feel like we're listening to Elon Musk complain that he is poor. Oh my God.
You know what? I do question Elon Musk's actual wealth. Because explain the Cybertruck. I'm going back to that. The Cybertruck could have been prettier.
I'm really mad about this.
You could have invested more into making that thing prettier. Honestly,
I actually agree with you. It's hideous.
Listen. If we're gonna make what's the next? Because you know how like each generation has cars looking a certain way. Why don't we just start making new cars with the new engine, the screens, all the important things that go into a car, and just make them look like old T-Bird convertibles? Okay. I want the new houses that look Victorian, and then the new cars that look like T-Bird convertibles. I think this is a business strategy. I'm surprised no one's hopping on this.
Honestly, I'm surprised too because there's such a big.
Make things more innovative but also pretty? Like, why does everything look like it's in a Minecraft world?
No, I'm with you. When Mr. Beast, when that whole picture was going around with Mr. Beast proposing to his girlfriend, you could see his house in the background. It just looks so sterile and uninviting and unwelcoming.
Yeah, why do you live in a funeral home? Actually, a funeral home looks more appetizing than a house. He looks like he lives in why? I love how like back in the 60s they thought the future when they thought of like the future aesthetic, it would be like the Jetsons. That's a cool aesthetic. Like the atomic age 60s space age aesthetic is so cool. why can't we live in that world? Why is everything a box? Like, okay, so you've never heard of Toontown. This is the game that I'm currently obsessed with because it's an old game from the 2000s. Some of your followers might watch it.
Yeah.
It's so funny we're talking about the aesthetic stuff because the villains in Toontown are these thing called cogs, and they're basically block robots that you have to fight. And like you have to fight everything that's gray and boring and sad. And that's basically the world that we live in now. And I feel like a cartoon who's just trying to live my good cartoon self and fight a very sad beige world.
I know, I'm with you. MA did make a good point, though. MA, you're right. They won't do that because part of the reason cars look like they do today is because of airbags and safety features. And you can't legally drive without insurance. Who won't insure unsafe cars?
Well, can't we
That's
just make
true.
can't we just make a car that has all the safety features but still looks pretty? It's why I like Porsches. Porsches are gorgeous cars, but they're still like made today. They're still modern cars, but like it's the sleekness of it that I like. Why can't we make a more affordable version of the Porsche, not the Prius?
Definitely no Prius.
No
God, those are
Priuses.
hideous.
I want an affordable version of the Porsche. Of the sleekness of the like. Why are cars boxy? I want round cars.
Yeah, I don't really like the futuristic look all that much myself. Sort of the same. I know I said this before, but I really, really, really love brick. Like if I was building my own house, it would have a lot. I would have brick. I would have so much brick, and it would just be.
Oh my gosh, I love brick. Why is
so
red
gorgeous.
brick? I hate whenever I
love
see
it.
like if you ever want to give yourself anxiety, what you gotta do is you gotta go to like I guess TikTok's well, actually is TikTok actually going away? I don't think it's actually going away. Go to like any sort of like Instagram about like people who are basically DIYing their house and watch them take a beautiful old home of like brick and then just paint it white.
I see.
Paint it white.
I've seen where painting brick actually looks nice, but it has to be there is like shitty, ugly brick where I'm like, all right, fine, paint it. But yeah, when you take that old, beautiful brick and paint it, it's like, oh no.
I love red brick. Red brick to me is just prime.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, also stone and like oh god, I hate an ugly backsplash, right? I hate when the kitchen is just beige and silver. Like everything's chrome also. Like why is everything chrome?
Yeah, I don't know. I like what is there? There's this one that oh my god, what is it?
I wonder if there's a way, there has to be a way to like take suburban homes and make them look cozy and warm. And
just a little bit different. Yeah, I understand, but I mean, I understand why. I understand why they build they're very cheap to make, and pricing for materials is out of control. So like
there has to be a cheap way of doing it though.
Well, the thing that sucks about it though, MA, you're right. Some people like the ugly homes. No, people do. Look, that's the thing. Everyone's taste absolutely varies. I get it. Not everyone's going to want to live in a black house. Like I want to live in a black house. Everybody would probably hate my house because it's going to be all dark colors because I really love dark colors.
I'm the same way. Oh, I can't wait till my podcast room is done. You're going to love it.
I can't wait to see it. Oh my God, please send me pictures. But yeah, no, Melissa, it also hi. The white paint on brick houses makes it look like a church. It's so depressing. MA, exactly. Like I don't know why people like beige, but they do. I hate beige. I think it's horrendous, but people really like it. It's very, very true. White and stainless at stark contrast to the rest of my house. See, Frank, but that's kind of cool. If the rest of your house is very, very like you're not everything is white. So if you have a white kitchen, but the rest of your house is different, like it has more color.
And it's not that white kitchens are the issue, because if the white kitchen, if it's like a farmhouse kitchen or like I don't know, there's some kitchens from the 90s that are really pretty. I'm talking like you walk in and like it's just. There's something about modern day aesthetic that's just bland and sad. Like I'm currently in the process of changing all of the doorknobs into something prettier.
Yeah, no,
like
I'm with you.
Small details like that. I'm like, can we just fix this?
No, it all adds up. It absolutely adds up. In our old house, we were trying to change the door handles, but we couldn't because the door handles were so old that any new door handle we got wouldn't fit properly in it. And we were like, oh, this isn't going to work. This isn't going to work. Slasher, this is a good question. From the 80s.
Okay.
We sold it, but yeah, so we would have had to change all the doors out, which we needed to do anyway, but it was fine. This is a good question, and because a lot of people freak out about this. Slosher says, "How do you feel about painting oak? I feel like oak is very 80s, 90s look. Some people are painting that now. Personally, for
Like
me,
the
cabinets,
the golden oak, like the light
yeah,
brown oak.
I personally don't like that. I don't like
Me
woods
neither. I
that
don't.
pull yellows. To me, it's just
Yeah.
ugh. So I'm
That's
totally
why I
fine
don't
with
like
painting
beige
it.
though. It gives yellow to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. When
If
it
I were to
comes
have like wood, like if I were to have cabinets, I'd want them either dark wood or black
So
or
I've
white.
looked at black cabinets before, but I think the color that I actually settled on for cabinets that I personally really like is this dark blue, but almost gray. It's like a dusty blue,
Mhm.
with nice black hardware and then a brick backsplash.
So what I think would be my favorite kitchen ever. It's funny because it is a white kitchen technically, but there's elements like earthy elements that make it look good. It's the kitchen from Practical Magic. I don't know if
Ah,
you've seen
yes,
that
of course.
movie.
I read the book. I watched the movie. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
I
like a
love
midnight
Practical
blue.
Magic. It's so good.
It's such a good the movie is good. The book is even better. I mean, it's always like
Really?
that. Oh yeah, you should read the book. It's
I
fantastic.
agree. I think Great Gatsby was a better movie than a book.
Really? I never watched or
Yeah.
saw the movie. It does happen like that sometimes, but it's so rare.
The book is just so dry. It's just the whole time I feel like I need to be drinking water.
That's
Like
funny.
it's so
Oh my gosh. Oh, I missed a schmumble rant. I'm sorry. Russell with a schmumble rant. He says a little bleach on the beehole never killed anyone. Just putting that out there. I don't think I really need to bleach mine. I don't know what it would bleach it to. Like, what color do you bleach it to? Just white? I don't want it to be too light. Mine's already pink. Old Nerdy, you've seen both. You've read the book and watched the movie. Whoa. Yeah, kind of no, but like a cornflower blue, midnight blue, MA. Yeah, it's like a dark blue but dusty. So where it's not blue, it's not a true blue, it's like a gray blue. I don't know. I just oh god,
I
I just
like
think
a
it's so
sleek
pretty.
blue.
Yeah, yeah, slate. Yes, that's the way. It's like a
Sleek blue,
slate blue.
yeah.
Yes, that's exactly the color. I've absolutely love
I've
it.
spent so much time looking at different paints and stuff that I'm like, I know exactly what she's talking about
Yep.
because I've
It
considered it.
mhm.
I definitely the mood that I'm going for is green. I love green for everything.
That's actually funnily enough very trendy right now.
Yeah, I know. It's ironically very trendy. It's dark green, which happens to be my favorite color of all time. So, you know, I'm vibing with it.
I think also this whole idea of trendiness and doing things, I understand wanting to update and modernize things to make it more efficient for you, make it more
I feel
usable,
like the
but
trend is to
I'm
be less modern actually
well,
now.
I think not even that, but I just think this whole idea of trends, you have to do what you like because you live there. It's your house. Do what makes you feel comfortable, what you enjoy. It's not
Mhm.
always going to be a trend. I don't I half the time like half the time I look at trends and I hate it. I'm like I don't want that at all. I want what I like.
And I'm so sick of like the comments that I get like you gotta think of the resale value. And it's like, okay, but it's
People
still
can paint.
mine right now.
It's
So
yours right now and people
shut
can
up.
paint. When you buy a house, they're going to paint it anyway.
Yeah, like you can, I'm not saying you should, but like you can paint an apartment if you want and then just paint it back over.
I want to paint my this apartment so bad. I'm not going to. It's too much work and who knows how long
Mhm.
we'll live here, but it's just all white and it's so sad to me. I'm like it's so white. It's yeah, I'm not a huge fan of white. But it's not that I don't like white. I just I like it in smaller doses. Like if I'm going to have but I've compensated like in the bedroom I have these well actually these the same color of curtain which this is like this really nice sort of dusty blue that I love and it's kind of like rich and looks like it's not actually velvet, but it looks a bit like velvet. And yeah, I just so I'm compensating by making stuff dark. Like my curtains are dark and I like my sheets are dark and I've got like a dark headboard and black accents and stuff like that. So I do what I can to like make it comfortable for me, but Slasher, it's true. If you update your house, it will be out of date in 5 years, anyways. Absolutely. Yeah, steel blue. Yeah, they're so nice. They're such nice curtains. Ashton, do you want to do some unqualified experting?
Yeah,
Give some
that's why
advice?
we're here. We're a whole hour in and haven't done it.
Yeah, whole hour. I know, but hey, we were having fun. We were talking about very important things, and everybody told us that we're crazy. And you know what? I appreciate everyone for saying that.
We kind of are. So
We're
they're not
nuts.
wrong.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
They're not wrong.
Absolutely insane. Oh, I have to talk to my bestie tomorrow. I'm gonna make her call me. I'm gonna call her 1,000 times. Okay. I have to actually pull it up. I have to open it. I have to open the unqualified experting. Jay, that's true. The interior design doesn't affect the resale value. That's a myth. I think you're right. Honestly, I do. Both of you see therapists. I see one, Frank. We haven't even worked on that. We're working on other stuff. I'm so insane. I've got so many things.
Hey. I see a therapist. She's doing her best. She's trying.
This is how far we've gotten.
Listen, she can only handle so much. It's baby steps with me, okay?
I know, seriously. Me and my therapist are just working through my father right now.
People understand. And whenever people are like, she really need a therapist, it's like, I'm seeing one. She's doing her best.
I'm doing my best, damn it. Like a lot of stuff to work through. All right. So this guy said he had a confusing combo with his girlfriend. The other day we're watching a movie. Guy and a girl are together. Bad guy shows up. Guy steps in front of the girl to protect her. My girlfriend turns to me and says, I would never want you to do that. You're not a meat shield for me to hide behind. Then I ask, so if something like that happens, I shouldn't try to protect you? Now she gets visibly angry and says, fine. You know what? Don't protect me. Then folds her arms and has a very angry look on her face and wouldn't talk to me for a while. Did I say something wrong? I was asking for clarification on what she said and she's pissed at me. What the fuck happened? Your girlfriend is ridiculously childish. What is actually happening?
Leave her.
So what is this? Is ridiculous.
Dump her.
I'm already so annoyed on behalf of this guy. What the fuck is she? This is so
Leave
stupid.
Her.
Oh.
What?
I don't even.
Psychotic.
Yeah, that's insane. I don't know. It doesn't say their age, so I don't know how young they are or old they are, but this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, no, she's being ridiculous. She's doing that. Yeah, if she's 22, RJP, I'm with you and Ashton. If she's 22, then okay, because we all do and say dumb shit when we're 22 and we're insecure and we're trying to figure out life.
Human being in 22, so.
Oh no, same. I did some dumbass shit, and I didn't.
The worst human you can imagine at 22.
Jealous and insecure,
selfish.
And it's hard when you're young.
Irrational,
you're an idiot. Yeah,
like it's.
You work past that hopefully and become better as you grow.
Like you are like. When they say your brain does not develop until you're at least 25, 26, yeah, I believe it. I 100% believe it because I lived through it.
Well, and also an MA, yeah, some people just want to find things to be mad about. Yeah, anyone who creates drama is someone that you need to stay away from. Yes, RJV, exactly. She is creating her own drama. She's finding.
It sounds like she lives in her own reality.
Yeah. I think he needs to run because that's stupid. That's just straight stupid. All right. Well, let's move past that one because that was quick. We hate it. We're just like, get out of here, man.
Thanks. I hate it. Here.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, no, it's true. Everybody, myself included, thought I knew everything at 18. Yeah, it's true. We think we're so smart and have our shit together. And we look back and I'm always like, oh, my God, I was such a fucking moron.
Rats in Venezuela, am I right?
Yeah.
I think I was 22 when I said that.
When I was 22, I thought that there should be, socialism. And my dad explained to me, the way my dad explained it, though, I was like, oh, I guess you're right. That doesn't make any sense at all. But when you're young, you're just kind of stupid. And you're like, well, why can't we make it good for everybody? And then you don't really realize the repercussions of that.
I still ask stupid political questions all the time. Like I'm still figuring things out politically and morally,
Yeah, same.
But I think I'm also at the age where I recognize that I don't know everything. And, it's a little easier for me to accept when I'm wrong when people call me out on my BS. Whereas when I was 22, if I got called out and I was proven wrong, I'd be like, I'm not wrong. You're just being mean to me. You're just being really mean. And I'm going to go lock myself in a closet now. Goodbye.
Well, older people still do that. I see people doing this on Twitter all the goddamn time where they just stand their ground even though someone else makes a good point. And it's like, all right, well, now you just look like an asshole.
Oh, when I stand corrected, I'm like, oh, you have a point about that. Like, I think you're talking about I think it was Sam Wilson, uh, the Falcon and Marvel. I got in like a debate or something under someone's post. And I still stand by this, is that I was under Chrissy's post. I still stand by it. Sam Wilson is not technically a race swap from Captain America because he's a character already existed and Captain America was handling the shield. And someone said, well, Ashton, you're right about that. But wouldn't Bucky have been a better option than Sam Wilson? Like, oh, you know what? Bucky was there and he was a great option. But Bucky also has kind of a flawed reputation compared to Sam Wilson. But there's a lot of, I still support Sam Wilson, but they made a good point. Bucky was right there. So.
Well, but they also, in the comics, both Bucky and Sam Wilson did take up the mantle of Captain America in the comics. Like, that did happen. Both of them.
That's true.
Doesn't mean it's good, though.
I don't think, I don't know. I don't think it's bad either, though. I think Sam Wilson is still a great character.
No, he is, but I think he was great as Falcon.
He wasn't just thrown in. He's still technically the Falcon, though.
Yeah.
He wasn't just like thrown in there like, oh, this is wokeness. It's like, I think Sam was actually a great character.
Keanu and Courtney also, I saw her earlier, or I don't know if she's still here, but both of them are in the chat. We got pretty ladies in our chat right now.
Hi, Keanu. Hi,
Courtney. Yay. Yeah, no, they were both Captain America in the comics. They did both take up the mantle. So this is not outside of, however, that doesn't mean that absolutely every storyline needs to be made. I honestly think they should have just retired Captain America and moved on, personally.
I thought that it was still the Falcon, but getting the shield.
Yeah, he did. And Remy's right. Falcon didn't take the super soldier serum, but Bucky already had it. So...
yeah, that is a point.
Yeah,
but anyway, the point is that when I'm stand corrected with new information or like somebody like combats me with something, like you have a point there. Like I'm more likely to be like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I'm not like when you're wrong about something, you don't need to be offended by it.
It's okay to be wrong. We're all going to be wrong a lot.
Oh yeah.
Jay and Slasher both also make good points. So Sam was made Cap for political reasons. He was better as Falcon. The comic failed. I agree 100%. They should have kept him Falcon. Also agree that the comic failed.
A lot of comics are failing too with Marvel, not because of Falcon or any of these characters. It's mainly because of what Disney's doing to Marvel. To be quite honest, like a lot of the Marvel fans are kind of leaving, and the only people who are really liking Marvel right now are people who are originally Disney fans and just watching the movies and who don't really read comics. Like comics, unfortunately, is a dying art because of what's been going on for the past 10, 15 years. Like people there hasn't really been a good new original comic in a long time. I'm actually working on a comic.
Ooh.
I wasn't going to bring that up tonight, but since we're talking about comics right now, it's a process though. I don't know how long it's going to take me. I'm still learning how to fund it. I'm still learning like what I need to do in contacts of cartoonists and artists and colorists. There's so much work into it, which I did not realize until the past few months, but I have everything written up for the next like 8 books. So
that's exciting.
Writing a comic is a lot of work.
It is, because you have to write it, and you do have to work with an artist, and you have to find a good artist that you like. And then I know a lot of people do Indiegogo campaigns to help them reach goals to get the comics made. So people are essentially buying them in advance. So I know that's one avenue to go, but I'm definitely not Frank, that's a good idea. Talk to Mint or EVS. Ethan
I'm already talking to Mint.
Oh, perfect.
I'm already talking to her. She's got me in touch with some people. I found a cartoonist I do like a lot, honestly.
Awesome.
It's just a matter of like, hey, like let's get funding going pretty soon. But it's just like one of my it's just a story I've been working on for a long time, and I've decided I really just want to start getting it out there. And if people like it, great. If people don't, then it's my personal little thing that I like.
Yeah, no, that's great. And I think it's awesome to pursue something that you're passionate about, however that turns out. Just do it. I think it's cool. Life is really short. There are definitely things that I keep putting on hold, and I know at some point I'm going to regret it.
Like what?
Baking. I don't want to open a bakery because I know that it'll take something that I love and turn it into something that's, bakeries are low profit margins. They're really hard to run. They close all the time. I don't necessarily want to do that to myself. However, if I could make like a little small business out of it, doing something that I really enjoy, I think I could do that. It's just hard when you are too busy trying to make a living and you're like, I don't have a lot of spare time to bake.
Yeah, and you want to take something that brings like you joy.
Yeah.
And it's something that becomes like a stressor in your life. You know?
Don't do anything where you have to deal with the public. Yeah, seriously. What are you gonna do? Sell them buns? Frank, you know it. We're gonna sell them buns. These ones. These buns. I mean, what buns? Who's gonna ice them?
Xia will get 200 pounds. Jay, what's wrong with you?
He's not wrong. Can you imagine? I have a ridiculous sweet tooth. I couldn't even imagine myself.
Oh, no, same.
Jay, the only thing that would stop that from happening, Jay, is my self-hatred. Xia, please. I gotta Xia, please, on my own stream. Dan, thank you. Good night, Fright Club. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We love you too. Okay. We're going to do some more unqualified experting.
Yahoo!
I like all the buttons jokes that are coming into chat right now. RJP, you're right, though. Working with the public is tough, man. All right. So I matched with this guy on a dating app, and we've been on a few dates. We get along well, enjoy each other's company, and I'm trying to see where this goes. Cool. On our first date, he asked if I'd like to go to a concert with him. Since we just met, I kind of brushed it off, saying the tickets are probably sold out as a way to dodge the offer. Yeah, that's too much on a first date. You don't know. But later he texted me saying tickets were still available and asked if I wanted to go. He even said, I can buy you a ticket if you want, which made it sound like he was offering to cover it. Since he seemed really excited about me joining, I thought, why not? I'm not even a fan of the musician, but I figured it'd be fun. And I planned to treat him to dinner that night as a nice gesture. Fast forward to our next meetup, and he asked, so when are you going to pay me back for the ticket? That totally caught me off guard. I was under impression that he was offering to pay since he was so persistent about me coming. Plus, we've only been seeing each other for about a month, so it feels awkward now that this is coming up. Now I'm wondering, would it be bad if I back out of the concert? I don't mind paying if I misunderstood, but it's rubbing me the wrong way that he wasn't clear from the beginning. I feel like if someone asks for something, it should be obvious who's covering what. Is it just me, or is this a red flag? What would you do? Yeah, I don't like that.
Yeah, that's a red flag. Like, so it's the same, even if it was like a date situation, like there was this one photographer, cosplay photographer, will not name because everything got sorted out, but he got in a lot of trouble a few years back because he was reaching out to cosplay people saying, hey, like, I know that like everything's really slow right now, but let's all, I would really like to, just do photo shoots with you. And the rule of thumb is that when you're a photographer reaching out to someone to shoot them, it's usually like, it's just for funsies. Like, it's not like a business transaction.
Yeah.
So he was shooting all these different people and editing the photos and go, okay, well, that'll be $300.
Oh.
And we're kind of like, what? You asked me to shoot with you.
Yeah.
Like, you asked to shoot me. Like you asked me, like you reached into my DMs asking me to shoot with you. So if you're persistent on someone going to something or joining you for something or like whatever, you're inviting them to something and paying for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, 100%. I agree. And also he even said in the thing, I can get your ticket if you want.
Yeah. And like full disclosure, when me and Andrew on our first date, I actually asked Andrew out on our first date. Which actually I didn't realize was like really, this is basically what happened. So I was like, man, I really like wanted to get good photos for my birthday. And he was like, well, I can take your photos. And I said, oh my goodness, thank you so much. Well, do you want to go to Epcot with me? And so I paid for his meal as a way of saying thank you for the pictures. Because I technically invited him to Epcot. Didn't realize it was actually a date, in his eyes. But now he's my husband. So, but yeah, no. If I'm a firm believer in this. If the woman asks the man out, that means she should pay for the date. Whoever asks the other person out should pay for the date.
I like that. I even like the back and forth. I don't think that the guy has to pay every single time, but especially if he kept asking her to go to this concert and it's not a band that she likes and maybe she can't afford tickets, if he's offering to buy her ticket asking her to come, yes, 100% he needs to pay for it.
Yes,
And the
if you
fact that
are
she was
asking
going
that
to buy
person
him
out,
dinner.
if you are inviting that person, especially since he offered to get the ticket
Yes.
for her.
Yeah, this is a red flag.
That's so
it's
weird.
It's so strange. And I don't mind
Strange.
paying Dutch. Like I always like when God, when Nick and I first started dating, we split everything. Like I don't mind paying Dutch. I don't mind paying. I don't mind picking up meals. Like I don't think I'd like the back and forth thing I think is fine. I don't think one person has to pay, but I agree whoever off like ask the other person out should be the one to pay, or at the very least someone should offer. But if he the whole way that he went around that, went about that rather, is just not good. Yeah, no, that's a red flag. I feel like that's a bummer because it seems like she likes him. But if I were her, I would at least say something to him, talk to him about it. Jay, hell yeah.
Weird. Weirdo.
Okay, this is a tough one too. So this guy says he's 34, his wife is 36. My wife and I have been together for 3 years and married for 1. I love her more than anything and cannot imagine my life without her. My concern is her health. Not only does she smoke and drink more than she probably should, she has also gained a substantial amount of weight. As a note, we are both plus size. Her weight has slowly crept to around 270 at 5'7". Oof. My concern has nothing to do with her looks, but everything to do with her health. We want to have children soon, but I want to make sure she'll be around long enough to watch them grow up. We have talked about the smoking and drinking, but I don't know how to even start a conversation about her nutrition and health. Please give me a starting point. As of right now, I don't foresee this going well and expect a lot of tears. Edit, when I say we're both plus size, there is still a very large difference. So he's on the larger side, but not anywhere near where she's at.
But she but he's making an effort and she's not.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
How long have you been together?
Damn it, Frank. The 3 years. Frank said, don't have children, she'll eat them. I can't.
Listen. Okay, so I'm gonna be so real here. When I was dating my husband before we got married, he was really big on. He's still very big on going to the gym.
Yeah.
And I was not taking care of myself. Like I was in such a bad depression. I wouldn't go to the gym. I wouldn't eat healthy. And he wasn't mean about it. And when I kind of got upset with him about being like, hey, he's like, hey, Ashton, you really need to take better care of yourself. He's like, you're beautiful. Your body's amazing. But the habits that you're doing are kind of what's, adding to your depression and your anxiety.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And the truth is, and then he made it very clear to me. He's like, if you can't better yourself as a human, it's going to be hard for me as your partner to help lift you up and help build a relationship with you because you're not working on yourself. And that's actually what encouraged me to really take better care of my body and eat healthier and develop the relationship better. And so I feel like if one person is putting in so much effort into making themselves into a better person and their life partner isn't doing the same, they're not really building a life together anymore. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like I wouldn't say she's a bad person for not working on herself, but I can definitely understand his frustration and him trying to encourage her because it feels like she's just kind of like not caring, not only about herself, but the relationship in general, because they're not building a life together anymore.
Yeah, no, I agree. And this is a tough one because it's 100% about health. And RJP said it, people need to find a way to talk to each other. It really comes down so much to communication. And I understand how things like that can be really sensitive because especially for women, we can get really sensitive about our bodies. So I understand. I get it.
I have gotten angry.
Yeah, no,
you call me fat, call me ugly. You're not attracted to me anymore.
Yeah, even though that's not what they said. That's not what they said. But this guy is coming from a place of health. And that's the whole thing is like this woman is 5'7" and 270. That's large. And I think it was Sasha that said in the chat, if you combine that with the smoking and the drinking, you're not going to make it very long, let alone long enough to raise your kids and be around for grandkids and be a supportive, healthy partner. And yeah, it has to be clear that it's coming from a place of love. Like, you have to be coming from a place of, hey, I love you. I can't imagine my life without you. If I lost you to something, I would be devastated. So not just for me though, but for yourself, so we can live a long, healthy, happy life doing things together. And also, he can offer to do it with her, because if he says he's plus size as well, I'm sure there's room for improvement with his health also. So it's like, hey,
Yeah.
let's go exercise together. Let's find healthy meals that we can cook together. Let's go on hikes. Let's find stuff that we like to do that's active and get healthy together as a family. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. RJP said, I've never been in a relationship where I was afraid to bring up any topic with her. Frank, you said what I said. If something needs to be said, I just always said it and dealt with the consequences, always in a loving way. Yeah, Remy, 270. Exactly. That's a lot. Yeah, overdoing that and then some, a mega red fan. Yeah, no, it's a lot. That's too much. Like, she needs to get to, 270. That, God, Remy, that's like 3 of me almost. 2.5. That's 2.5 Cias. Oh, there's a Schmumble. You have to tell me. I'm so sorry. I don't have Schmumble pulled up also because I have too many things on the screen that I can't have them all overlapping each other. It sucks. I got to figure out another way. Kyle, thank you so much for the Schmumble rant. Zia, all you need is New York cottage license. Then you can sell baked goods out of your home. Oh, that's so cool. Yeah, see, exactly, like something like that would be really cool, where I just do it from home. I do small batches. Nick has been talking about this for a while. And I love the idea of it. It's more just finding the time to do it. But yeah, oh, I didn't know that there was something called a New York cottage license. That's really cool. But I am going to do some practice baking coming up soon. So I'll share pictures of my cake after I make it. I'm going to try a dark chocolate raspberry cake with chocolate ganache. No, that's not why. You do need to be able to talk to your partner. Let's talk about Nick's small batches. All right, moving on. Moving on. Okay. Oh, Saw, if you have a hernia, you need to go get that checked out ASAP, my friend. ASAP, because you don't want to deal with it. Daniel, yes, I could do that. Yeah, exactly. Hi, K-Max. K-Max, you take your time, my friend. You take your time. We are currently, we're at 245 plus what's on Schmumble. How close are we to Christmas card? I mean, cat cow?
What? What's cat cow?
It's a great stretch. If we hit it, I'll show you. What
is cat cow?
It's a great stretch.
Okay.
I think we're probably like 50 or 45 or so away from it. Not far. 40, 35, something like that. Meow. Okay, so my boyfriend, I've been living with my boyfriend for 5 months, and my mom and he have had a great relationship. A week ago, I found a couple of messages from my mom on my boyfriend's phone, but I let it go and didn't think much of it. Yesterday, I was supposed to be at work, but I left because I was feeling a bit sick. When I got home, I saw my mom and my boyfriend having sex. They don't know I saw them. I don't know what to do right now.
What?
Oh,
you know,
okay. Yeah.
Wow. I wouldn't know what to do either.
I mean, at that point,
your mom and your boyfriend. Oh.
Yeah, your mom stole your boyfriend.
Okay.
Where do you go with that? Oh my
God. I'm an orphan now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess you're your boyfriend's stepdaddy, I guess. I don't
like I at that point you gotta throw them both away. you gotta just go. You've only been living together for 5 months.
Situation right there.
Holy moly.
Stacy's mom, she had it going on. And now
she's all he wanted.
Crying in the hallway.
God. Wow, she's making sure he's good enough for her daughter. Oh, damn. Oh, that's so bad.
How hot was the mom?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. What does this mom look like? Do you think he was dating the
The
daughter just
mom
to
like
get to the
stripped
mom?
Jolene to her daughter.
Yeah.
Like,
No bueno. What do? You just, yeah, you have to confront them and just get the hell out of there and never talk to your mom again. I don't know what else. I don't.
Jolene, Jolene,
Holy
mama,
crap.
mama, mama, mama.
Yeah, that's about as white trash as you get. Just be happy that you've only been living with this guy for 5
You know,
months
it
and
could
it's
have
not
been her cousin.
true.
Could have been her cousin. So, yeah,
Yeah.
that,
Yeah, is right. Well,
that,
I think that one broke us. At that point, I moved to a new trailer.
woo,
Oh,
oof.
that's terrible. Yeah, MA, my grandma used to sleep with her daughter, including my mom and my Auntie Kelly's boyfriends. My grandma
What?
slept with. Yes. There's a
Your
reason
grandma?
that yes, there's a reason I don't talk to that grandmother anymore, and there's a reason that most people in our
Is
family
this
don't
the
talk to her
grandma
anymore.
that's into BDSM?
No, that's my dad's mom. She's
Okay.
cool. She's cool. No, this is my mom's mom, and I it upsets me to no end that so this is my grandma Bridget. I haven't talked to her in probably close to 15 years. I cut her out of my life because she's a fucking terrible person. And just she never even tried to get better. She never tried to be a better person. She does this horrible
Yeah.
stuff. Like I've told this story before, but after my mom died, I was like 5 and my little sister was 2 and my dad was a single dad left with these 2 girls. Our mom had just literally just died. And my grandma used to come over and look for money that my dad had stashed around the house and go
What?
grocery shop. Yes, she would go grocery shopping in our fridge and in our cabinets and just take our food. And she actually called it grocery shopping and she would put it into grocery bags and leave with our food.
So she steals your money, steals your food, and your boyfriend's. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. She also was trying to get me so like I rode in rodeos when I was a kid and I loved riding horses. Like
But you
loved
were
it.
Western too?
Mm.
Did
I
you do
wouldn't say
barrel racing?
Western. I did barrel racing and pole bending. Yep.
I did barrel racing as a kid.
That's amazing.
Every
Yes.
time I talk to you, we find other things that we have in common. It's really
I know.
weird.
I know.
We
And
both
it's
have
funny.
autoimmune disease that have to do with our thyroids. We both did
Mhm.
barrel racing as children.
And
Wow.
those are like for kind of specific things too.
So I don't know if people realize this, if they know the story, but we got free Dunkin' Donuts once because they thought that we were sisters.
Yep, they gave us free donut, or it was like some pastry. It was either donuts or pastries.
I think it was something you can put in your mouth.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
yeah. They were like, "Oh, you guys sisters," and I was blonde at the time, and they seemed to really like us. And then yeah, we left with some free stuff.
Oh my gosh,
It was cool.
it was.
But yeah, so we were she was rich. I just liked riding horses. She was into the whole stuff. She liked country music and I did not. And she would try to get me into the whole so I was probably like 8 or 9 and she was trying to marry me off to some Portuguese cowboy who was like 25 when I was like 9 or 10. Like she's fucking insane.
This
So
is your
yeah.
grandma?
Yes, is my grandma. Yeah, she's just awful. She's absolutely awful. But yeah, I found out that she used to sleep with her daughter's boyfriends. Ugh, God.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it to my daughters.
No.
But the fact that your grandma could bag your mom's boyfriend.
I don't. I think she might have tried with. Oh, here's another thing, and this is another reason why I don't talk to her anymore. When my mom first met my dad, they were both really young. I think my dad was like 19 and my mom was like 16 or 17 or something. And my mom didn't know her father, and she told my dad like, "Oh yeah, no, my dad died when I was a baby."
Mhm.
And my dad was, I guess, listening to the story of it. I don't know the full story. Obviously, I wasn't alive. They were young. But my dad was like, this sounds kind of fishy because my grandma told my mom that her dad died. My dad goes, this sounds kind of fishy. She finds my mom's dad, my grandpa John. She found him and she's like, your dad's not dead. He's here. My grandma just took the baby, took off, left John, and told
She
my
just
mom that
left her
she
husband?
just left her husband. I don't know if they were married, but they were together, and told my mom that he was dead. And so my mom grew up thinking she didn't have a dad, and so they
That's some
reconnected later in
soap
life.
opera shit.
Dude, she's a horrible. Like, oh God, Emma, you're
That is some
so yeah,
that is some soap opera shit.
Yeah, and she will, the last time I get a message from her on Facebook, because she keeps trying to add me on stuff, and I refuse to add her on anything. She's like, you should be ashamed of yourself. And I'm just like,
What?
just fuck off, Grandma. Just fuck right off.
Why should you be ashamed of yourself?
Because I won't talk to her. Because I don't talk to her. And I'm like, no one wants to
Well,
talk to you.
you know what? Maybe she needs to leave you alone because she might steal her boyfriend. So
She'll try. It's not going to happen,
no, you
but
should
she'll
steal
try.
her boyfriend. Maybe she'll go away finally.
Oh God, she doesn't have a boyfriend. She could never get any guy to put up with her for too long. Yeah, she's definitely a narcissistic piece of garbage.
Oh my gosh.
And then a surprise. She's like, I don't understand why nobody talks to me. Oh, really? Really, Grandma? You don't? Like an asshole. This just sucks. So yeah, you got to get out of that situation. You have to cut people like that out of your life because it's not going to stop there and it just gets worse. RJP, thank you. My mom was, from what I know of my mom, she was really great. Everybody said she was really sweet, like really, really sweet and really quiet. That was my mom. And she definitely wanted the best for us. She was actually, right before she died, leaving our dad because, you know, he was this young guy that grew a bunch of weed and played in a rock band. And she's like, and we're always drinking and drugs. And she's like, I don't want my kids to be around this. So she was taken off. She tried. And then 2 weeks later, what are you going to do? All right.
Your dad shaping up then?
No. It just got worse. Oh, that would have been nice. Oh, shoot. I think we got a big one here. Hold on a second. Vicente, seriously. Okay, let's see. We've got Brian K. Thank you so much, Mr. Brian K., for Golden Shower Boys. He said, hi, loves. So beautiful. Ashton needs to move back to give us men a better view. No matter what you do in the kitchen, never get a Sub-Zero fridge and drawer microwave.
I have a strange curtain because I don't want people to see the mess that's behind me, but I'm currently renovating my podcast room, so I'm super excited about it.
It's okay. But next time. Next time.
If I go back, there's really nothing there, to be honest.
Yeah, I understand. Also saw a professionally dressed blonde in Gainesville. Wanted to do her up. Brian, I love it.
What?
Brian, thank you so much. He saw a very professionally dressed blonde in Gainesville and he wanted to do her up.
Do her up what?
I think do her up real nice. Mm-hmm. One of those. And then Franklin just did another whole ass pink boy. For Pete's sake, Franklin. He said, God damn it, thank you so much. He said, is Ashton going to cat cow too? If she's comfortable,
I can try.
Absolutely. If not, that's okay. But we did hit cat cow, and I will show you this wonderful stretch. It is fantastic. Okay, so oh my God, this is such a great stretch. So the way you do it is you bend like this. I like to do this in the morning. This is great to do in the morning. So this is the cat part where you arch your back like this, and it really stretches from your lower
How
back.
Are you not banned off YouTube?
All the way, because it's a stretch. All the way into your lats. This is very educational. There's naked yoga on YouTube. Did you know? So you do a stretch like this, and then you stretch all the way down, and then cow part.
The fact that you hacked YouTube, like, it's educational.
It's educational. They
educational
have
purposes.
They have a whole beehole on YouTube, and it's a waxing video, but you can see the whole beehole, and it's educational. So if these motherfuckers come after me for stretching, I'm gonna be real mad. Real mad. This is a great stretch. So it's more fun if you do the noises. Meow. 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 If it was a thong, you'd see a lot more hole. It's, it's just a regular bikini. This is one of my bigger ones. So yeah, you stretch out the back like that, and then you stretch out the hips and the hamstrings. It's real nice. Every morning I do this. We like it. Good stretch.
How are you not banned?
If they can have bare butthole on YouTube, because of waxing and it's educational, then I better be able to do stretches.
I would say that is something similar to what I do on my OnlyFans, but I'm afraid the chair may fall over.
It is okay. No worries.
Because I'm in like a weird chair.
You have to be careful.
I'm a little stunned that you found a way to hack showing your butt to the camera for educational purposes. It is a fantastic stretch.
It's a great stretch. It feels really good for your lower back. There is naked yoga. Their girls are out here doing yoga naked. They can relax. I'm in a bikini. I wear this in public. They're very educational. See, I'm wearing the glasses.
The sounds had me sending.
The sounds are the best part. Yeah, exactly. MA, exactly. I'm showing my lower back. My butt just so happens to be in the camera frame. I can't help it. That's the way anatomy works. It is. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Who did this? What is this? Gotta refresh. We got a golden shower boy from Mr. K-Max. Mr. K-Max, thank you so very much. He says, did Xia and Ashton play any old school Nintendo games growing up? Back when they were simpler, those games seem to be best for gaming streams if you ever wanted to become a gamer on stream.
Mario Kart.
So much Mario Kart.
So much Mario Kart.
The other one, so for me, it was Nintendo 64. That's when I started. Ocarina of Time is still hands down one of my favorite games.
Ocarina of Time was my whole my first ever cosplay was when I was younger. Actually, it was the first time I ever cosplayed was as Link.
Oh my god, that's amazing!
Ever cosplay. There's a picture of me somewhere in California. It's a printed picture of me as Link. I have to find that picture one day so I can do like a can't believe it started 20 something years ago. My first con ever was a really small con in San Jose.
That's so cute.
I was really young. My mom took me to it, and I think I was like 7 years old. I was Link from Legend of Zelda, and I loved it so much. And for some reason, we never went back. And we just never did it again. We went to a ton of run fairs, went to a ton of different like conventions, like science conventions and stuff. Like I really wanted to go back to another comic book convention because it gave me an excuse to dress up. I like things I got to dress up for, which is why I liked Halloween. And then when I realized that cosplay was a thing, I wanted to do it, but I couldn't find anyone to do it with. And then finally, as an adult, I do it now for a living. It's how I met my husband, who I love very, very much. I think he's watching right now. But like cosplay has been like I like didn't realize I went to a convention. I thought my first convention was when I moved out here. No, my first convention, I was dressed as Link at like 7 or 8 years old. I found an old picture. I visited California. I was like, oh my gosh. Perfect.
That's so cute. Oh my god, I love that so much. It comes full circle. That's what I love about it.
I'm living a life now where I get to talk about horror movies and get to watch movies and dress as characters for a living. Like I don't think people understand that I was so miserable in my 20s trying so hard to be an adult. I was like, I'll get a job in journalism and politics because that's an adult thing to do. And I'll do all the conservative stuff because that's the adult mature thing to do. And I was so miserable. And now I get to be a giant nerd, a happy nerd who, you know, what's funny is everyone told me that if I wore skimpy bikinis. I would never find a man who loves me. And now I'm happily married to someone who thinks I'm the coolest person ever. And I have a job where I get to talk about all the things that are really cool to me. And it's one of those things where I really encourage people just to be themselves and to live the lives that they dream of, because it's so much better to be happy as yourself than to be miserable trying to fit into a box that nobody actually cares about. So
Absolutely. When you're out in the real world, like, look, it is funny to me whenever I hear people say that. You're never gonna find someone that really, because every girl that I know that does that is with someone and very
everybody
happy.
I know
And
in the
very
industry,
happy.
everybody I know that does even, more explicit stuff
Mhm.
on the spicy pages than what I do, they're all married. A lot of them have kids.
Mhm.
Like, I hope your kids never hear about this or see this. It's like, first of all, their kids aren't hearing about it, and two, when they eventually find out, they don't care,
They
because
don't care.
guess whose money's paying for the iPads and paying for all the cool trips?
Well, besides that,
Mom.
it's all in how you're raised. A lot of it is in how you're raised, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
if
when I
you're
was young, I thought Playboy bunnies were the coolest women alive. I didn't really think of it as like a sexual thing when I was like a kid. I just thought, wow, these women are so beautiful.
Mhm.
I want to look like that when I'm older. Oh, they're gorgeous. And like, there's so many women who are in Playboy who do model Victoria's Secret, and they end up like starting businesses. They have whole
They
other
have
careers,
families,
families
yeah.
afterwards. Like, it's
It's not
not as
no.
taboo as people think it is.
Well,
Like,
and also people that say that are just objectively wrong.
yeah,
It's just, that's all it
you
is.
know,
They're just
and
they're allowed to be wrong. They
you're
can
also
yell about it all they want. They're still
you're also
wrong.
not gonna find genuine people who care about you and love you pretending to be someone else.
Yeah.
Like, I look at a lot of relationships that I had back when I was trying to be like this perfect trad wife mold that I wasn't. And I couldn't really talk about the things that interested me or things that excited me, because I feel like people expected me to be a certain thing. And now I can just be myself. I can be a nerd. I can talk about video games and pop culture and music that I like. And I feel like I can be genuine. And I think that's more important than anything.
It
And
is, because then you're gonna find someone that you truly connect with. That's how you
yeah.
do it, by being
Hmm.
genuine, by being yourself. And then you
Yeah.
find, because there are all different types of people in the world who wanna live different types of lives, and you'll find that person. They're out there. There are many of them. You just have to put yourself out there and be yourself, and that's how it happens. So, like, I don't know, idea that people have that you have to be a certain way is just so silly. MA has a question for you. It's a good one too. How much of that
Ooh.
was a 180 from your socialist views? Like, do you think the attempt at tradcom persona came from the backlash of your Venezuelan rat eating comments?
Oh, I'm definitely not socialist currently. I would say I'm more so like, if I have to call, I don't really have. Did he ask if I'm socialist now?
So how much of that was a 180? Oh, wait, hold on. I
He
thought
said
I
something about
understood the
socialism, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, so she said, how much of that was a 180 from your socialist views? Like, do you think the attempt at tradcom persona came from the backlash of your Venezuelan rat eating comments? Oh, okay, okay,
Oh, there's
okay. I see what
confusion
you're
here.
saying.
So yeah, I think like it like well, first of all, the Venezuelan rat stuff was a critique on socialist healthcare.
Mhm.
I think that, well, the trad wife thing more so. I never really want claimed to be a trad wife publicly, but I think the desire to be Christian conservative was more so, I grew up in a very broken home. And I looked around me and I saw a lot of the people that were my friends who seemed to live happier lives came from Christian conservative households. Now, mind you, it's a grass is always greener on the other side type of thing, where I came
Usually.
later to find out it wasn't a perfect life for them growing up at all. And I definitely would say that, like, where I am, I would say I have views now from both sides, honestly. I don't really have a label for what I am necessarily. I also think I still have a lot to learn politically, morally, et cetera, et cetera. I'm still learning exactly what I believe in politically, because I still don't think I know enough. But if I have to put something like if there's a gun to my head right now and I'm forced to put a label to what I am, I would say maybe libertarian, just because
I always
I'm very for people living their own lives and doing what they want to do with themselves, and having no interference without actually hurting it. So if as long as no one's hurting anyone, children, etc., they just let people be.
Yeah.
But I also understand there's also a lot of faults or flaws in a lot of libertarian view as well. So I don't want to say that either. Again, I see pros and cons in everything, and that's just the unfortunate thing with it.
I think
I'm
Emma was
kinda-
saying, sorry, just
Yeah.
she said you made it seem like you're pro universal healthcare, not that you're critiquing it, but maybe I just didn't hear you right.
Well, I'm definitely. I wouldn't say I'm pro universal healthcare now, because I definitely see a lot of flaws in other universal healthcare programs around the world. But I think America needs some sort of healthcare system, because we don't. Or at least if the one we have currently is very flawed and disorganized. So that's kind of the way I see it. I see whatever system was. I see the current system as very flawed. Not even just the healthcare system, the overall system. If that makes sense. I don't know what the solution is to our problems. I just know what the current thing that's happening is not working. I am not an expert. I'm just someone who recognizes that something is not working, and I say it's not working. I am the girl who's looking at the car engine light on. I'm saying, wow, the car engine light is on.
I know, I think, I always thought of myself as libertarian. So I think what she was saying, she wasn't asking about current beliefs. She was asking if that box you were trying to put yourself into came from being perceived as a socialist. So she thought she was asking, all right, I get it. So she was asking
I don't think I've ever been perceived as, you know what's funny is I don't think I ever was perceived as a socialist. It's funny actually. No, I kind of like went through the whole conservative thing because I thought if I was searching for a happiness that wasn't necessarily like a false idea of happiness, basically. And because again, like a lot of my friends grew up like in church, in church and having conservative families, which I came there to find out that they did not have fully happy childhoods at all, like I thought they did. But it's funny, people never thought of me as socialist until I burned a Trump hat in 2021. And people just assumed that I was a fan of Biden or whatever, which I wasn't. I'm not a fan of Trump or Kamala or Biden or any politician, to be honest. I don't trust any of them. I think it's a uniparty. I think they're all friends. That's a conspiracy theory for another day, though.
I
don't trust anyone in power.
I was just saying you were talking about about the beginning, saying you got a bunch of stink online. Was that after you went back from, so you started conservative when you came out in your online persona, and then you switched from that to being, okay, now I'm more moderate as you learned more?
Well, yeah, I would say I switched more to, hey, let me figure out what's actually going on and try to see things through. And I think I tested the waters with different ideologies, and that confused people a lot because I thought, oh, maybe she's liberal now, maybe she's socialist, maybe she's libertarian, maybe she's anarchist. And the truth is that I was just in a phase of trying to understand who I was as a person, because I still don't know everything. It's why I don't want to do political content anymore, because I don't think I should, because I'm not an expert.
Yeah, I don't know shit about it. It's hard for me to talk about it because I'm like, I don't know.
It's weird to me that I was 21 years old on a pedestal, a political pedestal. The truth is that I was scouted by people who were trying to make a lot of money off political content. I didn't make a dime off my political content, even though it got millions of views. It was basically stolen by my manager at the time, who was using me because I was a pretty face. He gave me cue cards, and I didn't know I was doing anything necessarily wrong. I thought I was just trying to talk about free speech and teach people about, and I thought, I was doing the right thing. I thought, because that was the worldview that I was surrounded by at the time. So I thought, okay, well, this is the right thing. Let me do my part and make, try to do better. I didn't realize I was being used as a pretty face, as a puppet by this con artist, essentially. And, and I just wanted community, because I came from a really abusive household. I came from a torn family that was going through really messed up stuff, and I really just wanted to feel like I belonged to something. And it's unfortunate, and my manager knew that, and he knew that he could essentially make me feel like this group of people, him essentially was my new family. And you kind of live and you learn, and it's unfortunate that he got away with it. I mean, he's dead now, so.
I guess that's.
And the thing is, I'm definitely not the only one. I've definitely heard other horror stories similar to mine with a lot of political pundit females. I'm not going to say any names of who, because it's not my story to tell, but a lot of other women have come to me, and some women even have come forward about what has happened to them. And I think, and it's not just a right-wing thing either. I don't want to be sitting here being conservatives are bad, because conservative viewers and conservative voters are not the issue. It's definitely this weird entertainment industry that politics has become. And the left wing does it too. 100% the left wing does it too. It really is an entertainment industry, and it's unfortunate that it really is like it's another version of Hollywood. And I feel like when I critique it, a lot of viewers and voters think I'm ridiculing them. And the thing is, when it comes to viewers and voters, I don't think they're bad people. I think we're all just people who vote and think the way we do, because we're all trying to make the world a better place, because the world is scary for everyone, left and right. And we're not sure what to do. The world's changing very fast. People are losing their rights, which way and what. And we're not sure what to do about it. So we point the finger, we get scared, we get angry, we think of our own theories of what's going on. And unfortunately, there's people in the media and in politics who see that we're scared, and they pit us against each other, and they use that to their own advantage. And I think that's what's really going on.
I just see a lot of people fighting, and it sucks. And I just don't want to get wrapped up in it. That's kind of, I don't talk about my views all that much with politics in general. I think most people kind of know where I stand to an extent when we talk about it a little bit. And everybody's like, oh, people will sometimes accuse you of fence sitting me. And I don't like getting wrapped up in it. It's not fun for me, and I don't think it accomplishes anything.
I think it's better to be considered fence sitting, which is a stupid term, than making a statement about something you don't fully know what you're talking about, because I did that way too much in my 20s.
Yeah, I have no idea what I'm talking about with most stuff. That's why I don't say stuff.
Where I overspoke. I said something that wasn't fully accurate, because, one, when you're 22, 23, you're on a high horse, you think you know everything. And I also just really thought, well, these are the people that are nice to me, therefore they're the good side. Therefore everything they say must be the truth, kind of thing, And so, I don't want to speak about things when I don't fully know, because there are so many other people out there who are more well-informed, better spoken, who can do a million times better of a job than I can at certain things, and I recognize that. Whereas I think I'm pretty good when it comes to monster movies, and I'm going to stick with that.
Yeah, I like that.
Because it makes me happy.
That's why I like to talk about boobs and movies and video games and fun stuff, working out, stuff like that. And we can switch away from politics with this great question. K-Max with a golden shower boy. This is a good one. K-Max, thank you so much. He said, if you two could be given a skill or talent right now, what would you like to have? Ability to fix cars, to speed read, cook any meal? What's a skill you really wish you had or could be given to do better at right away? So like something that, oh God. So this is going to sound, because I used to play drums. I haven't played in a long time.
I used to play drums. Are you freaking kidding?
Are we the same person?
Were you in marching band too?
No, I played drums in a rock band.
I was in a garage band too, but I also played in percussion in the marching band in my high school.
No, I didn't do that. I just played for myself.
That's insane.
That's so funny. Yeah, no, I I haven't played in years and I know I would suck at it, but I've been watching these Drumeo videos and it's kind of like reawakened this passion of drumming in me. And I would love to just get the ability to drum. Like, if I could be as good as Danny Carey right now, I would be like I would be so happy. So it would be that. If I could be as good of a drummer as Danny Carey right this second, I'd be living my best life. How about
I would
you?
definitely like to. It's so hard. There's so many skills. I would want to just matrix into my brain, you know, like
Right? So
fly
many.
planes. I want to know how to, drive boats. I want to be a master of like cars, planes, and boats because I feel like there's a zombie apocalypse. That's an amazing thing to have. Cooking comes pretty easy to me already.
That's good.
I think a skill I would love to be really, really good at. Honestly, I don't want to say something lame, but
It's a tough question.
I guess drawing, like honestly, right now, all I can think of is I wish I knew how to draw my own comic.
That's cool. That's
I
a good
wish I was my
one.
own artist for this comic book I'm working on because I feel like it'd be so much easier because I can at least put my vision out there on my own. But yeah.
No, that's a really good one. That's a really good one. I don't want to keep you all night. Last time I realized I kept you for like 3 hours and then I felt really bad. Really bad.
There was
So
one night, there was one stream, it was me, Chrissy, and Lauren. I think we went to like 4 a.m.
that's amazing.
And then Destiny popped on, and then everyone started yelling, and I got really confused because I couldn't hear a single thing that was being said. And then everybody
Oh.
clipped. It was like, why is Ashton like so stupid? Why is she acting like she doesn't know what's going on? I'm like, because I can't hear anything. People are yelling at each other. Well, you would make the same faces too and ask what over and over again if you couldn't hear a single word being said.
Yeah, it's tough when you get someone like Destiny in with someone like Chrissy, and who else was on the stream?
It was like Destiny and Brittany Venti, so they were yelling at each
Yeah,
other.
okay, yeah, that's like
Do you
complete
remember
opposite.
this?
And no, I didn't see this, but that
I don't
sounds
think it
so
was
crazy.
back when I was living in Miami. It was like 4 a.m. I was already very tired. And Lauren brings Destiny on, and Brittany pops in, yelling at each other.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you just see me in the corner like this. What? 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 And so everyone's like, why is Ashton such a freaking moron? I'm like, because I can't hear a single word being said.
Well,
You
I also
ask
think
what too? Like,
sometimes when that happens, you just have people are yelling at each other. I do the same thing. I get quiet and I'm just like, okay. I do not like confrontation. I'm not like, I don't mind making my point.
I was very
But when people
confused
start
because,
yelling, I'm like, I gotta go.
I was very confused because I didn't understand any of the internet drama happening. I was out of the loop. So Brittany's accusing Destiny of one thing, and I guess Destiny was like yelling at Brittany about another thing. And so I'm just like trying to get the story straight because I think I was like saying something about some libertarian drama earlier. So Lauren was smart. Lauren had a whole like notepad to write everything down where I was just like seeing like what is happening? Like why are we yelling at this man who is I had never like heard of Destiny before this. So like I didn't know the lore, the drama, anything. I just know Brittany is screaming at him. I'm just kind of like, what's happening right now?
Yeah, it's that sounds like it would be pure chaos.
It was insane. But the thing is, the clip that came out from it was me being stupid, but I wasn't being stupid. I just couldn't hear.
Yeah, yeah, no, I understand. Also, I said, like for me, people be like, "Is she stupid?" I'd be like, "No, I don't care. I'm tired. This is
I'm
what are
just
they yelling about?
confused.
I gotta go. I gotta go. I really hate that kind of stuff." Um, oh, that's so funny. Okay, so we'll do another unqualified expert, sir. So this guy said, so my girlfriend's older sister has manipulated her since she was a child. I've seen this more recently and it puts a sour taste in my mouth, but I keep my mouth shut because it's her sister. We went to a phone store to get our phones on the same plan, and it turns out my girlfriend has a bill for over 1K that her sister convinced her to help take out on the terms that her sister would pay it. She has not, and now I'm finding she has done the same other times, putting my girlfriend thousands of dollars in debt. I want to reach out to their father. I'm close with him, but I also don't want to cross any lines. How should I approach this situation? Yeah. You're in a losing There's no way to win here.
What is she asking?
So this guy said that her sister, his girlfriend and her sister are very close. The girlfriend's sister is constantly convincing her to take out like loans for stuff, take out terms for things that she would help her pay, and then she never pays it. So now she's in thousands of dollars in debt because of her sister. And
why would you give your sister loans of thousands of dollars?
Because apparently they're very close. And so he's worried about this. Here's the tough thing. If you get into a relationship with someone like that, they're going to continue. Like if you get into and I'm not saying you shouldn't help out family. That's not what I'm saying. But if you get into a situation where your partner is constantly taking out lines of credit for a family member or loaning them money,
I feel like once you marry someone, it's not about like your family members, like sister, brother, father, mother. It's not just about that. Your partner is involved in that too.
Yes.
You have to be making those decisions with your partner.
Yes, I agree. And that's tough. 100%. Like your finances you guys have to be on the same page when it comes to finances. Yeah. We have a nice Rakeda in the chat.
Is Rakeda here?
Yeah, oh, I don't think it's nice Nick Rakeda. Nice Rakeda.
It's not the real Nick Rakeda. It's just nice Rakeda.
And Araya. Yay. Vicente, yeah. Sorry, go ahead. The older sister putting your younger sister in tons of debt, cruel, even worse due to being family. Yeah, I think that's tough. And I do think that that's going to end up, he needs to think carefully about moving forward with a sister who's going to be with someone who's going to be getting herself into a bunch of debt because of her sister, because that is going to affect you and your relationship, and you need to be careful. Like this is going to sound kind of messed up, not in the sense of like, you shouldn't choose your family over your partner, but I do believe once you get married, you need to, unless they're abusive or unless, they're 100% in the wrong or whatever.
I think your marriage partner comes first.
So do I. That was my nice way of saying I think your marriage partner comes first.
It's like
above your family. I'm sorry.
It's like if there's a debate between your mom and your wife of how to
take the wife's side.
You take the wife's side.
Yeah.
Because
unless she's so wrong, maybe.
Who are you raising your children with? Who are you building a life with? Who are you building a home with? Your wife.
Yeah.
And it goes to the same thing for this woman and her husband. Why is she giving all of her money to her sister, who's clearly not in a place to pay her back or do anything correctly financially? Like, I'm surprised she didn't talk this over with her husband first.
Well, they're not married. They're just dating. So that's why I'm kind of cautioning this guy. Yeah.
Well, I'm like, I would run if I were the dude.
Yeah. See, that's the problem. That's going to become a factor in your relationship.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like that will be an issue later on if you were to get married.
Yeah.
So I would say run now. Like if she's making dumb financial decisions to support someone who's even dumber than her, actually, which one's dumber? I would say the woman taking out loans to help her sister is dumber because she's actually taking out loans to give to someone else who's financially irresponsible.
Yeah,
I would run.
Yeah, I think he needs to get out of this unless he can talk to the girlfriend and be like, hey, look, for us to be in a committed relationship where we're considering marriage, where we're considering living together, whatever it is that you're doing, she has to stop taking out loans in her sister's name taking out loans for her sister in her name, or it's not going to work, or it's just not going to work because that's a headache that you just don't want to deal with. Money and family also does not mix. Like if you're going to give money to someone in your family, you have to expect to never see it again. I truly believe that. Like you can do the whole thing where you loan someone money and hope that they pay you back, but there's a really good chance that they'll never pay you back. And you have to be okay with that. And you have to be okay with that not affecting the relationship that you have. Otherwise, just don't do it. Just don't do it. It's money and family is tough. Money in anything really is tough, but it gets extra tough when it's family. Because a lot of times family, I feel like feels like they're entitled to your money because they're related. Like I see that a lot with families. They think, oh, because we're family, it's like this, they expect you to bend over backwards and put yourself into shitty situations for them. And I'm not for that at all.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it. But thank you so much for hanging out with me. I feel so bad. Last time I kept you for so long.
No, it's been fun. I love coming on this show. Are you kidding me?
I'm happy that you made it. It's always awesome. This has been such a fun stream too. Oh my goodness. Oh my God, I gotta thank everyone though, because you guys are just, and I gotta remember the schmumble ones.
I know I'm such a yapper and I take people all over the place.
No, that's good. It's fun. It's fun. I like that. That's we jump from like it. There's so many different topics.
Max McDonald's asking about a content house, but that's Christy's thing. We gotta wait till what Christy says.
Yeah, I feel like because of that, she's because of the baby, I feel like it's probably a lot tougher to plan something like that. Like a lot tougher. Maybe when he's older.
You got the bean now.
The bean. The little bean.
Once the bean came to fruition, I feel like content houses are not going to be a thing for I do miss her content. You know what? Now that I'm in like the whole OF stuff and like the cosplay stuff, I've been to a few content houses like since, and Chrissy's are just more fun. They're more interactive.
Are they?
Like it really, I feel like, yeah, because when I go to other content houses that are surrounded mainly like OF stuff or like cosplay stuff, it's very, I don't know, it's less fun. It doesn't feel like we're actually doing activities and stuff. It just feels like we're just kind of laying around. And whereas like when we do the Christy stuff, we like we went rollerblading one day. We went to wine tasting one day.
Yeah,
we would do cooking together with Keanu, and like that's the stuff that's fun. That's a real content house to me, because it's like, yeah, like it's fun stuff, but you're filming it. Like you're seeing everyone come together. It's not just like, let's get together and do a TikTok and then we'll tag each other later and then we'll get each other's followers. Yay. Whereas like we're like helping like encourage each other, but we're also having fun doing it. We actually enjoy each other's company, I think.
Yeah, I think that.
Although 100%. I was crazy at Pocono.
Those were really, really fun. And you're right. I do like the activity part of it a lot more. I think that makes it a lot more fun than just being there to shoot content and then just sit around. Yeah, I agree 100%.
Maybe we can do it. Maybe we can set something up. I don't know. We'll have to like rent an Airbnb. Maybe we can still do it through the show, the Wet Spot show, and then Chrissy can like manage it from home. She can be like Big Brother. Ooh, we can do like Big Brother content house and Chrissy's Big Brother.
She just makes us do stuff. She
makes us do like crazy stuff. Yes. She sits in her office and goes and makes us like do stupid things. I mean, that's what she does at the other content houses. Marshall's got to wear stupid wigs and stuff, and we film Marshall sleeping. She'll just do it to all of us.
I like that. That sounds like a good plan.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Chrissy and Gino doing Big Brother from afar.
Oh my God. Gino would be
diabolical. He used to do stupid stuff.
We could not trust Gino.
They would, no. Gino's got to be down here to do the stupid stuff.
Yeah, Gino's got to be with us. He can't be controlling from afar.
Chrissy and Frank telling us to do crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So many people would watch that. Are you kidding me?
Uh-oh, you froze there.
$1 million idea.
Okay, there we go.
I hope Chrissy's watching this and she takes it from me.
Just message it
she
to
her.
She
can run content houses from her home and still be involved in making us do crazy stuff.
Exactly. And then she doesn't have to go anywhere.
Yeah, she just takes care of the bean from home.
There you go. And the bean is good. Before I do my whole closing spiel, also, I won't make you sit through that. Where can everybody find you and follow you and subscribe to all of your things? I can't say words.
There is a link tree being passed around in the chat right now, but you can follow me on X and Instagram as the Ashton Blaise. My name is spelled right there. I also will be coming to YouTube pretty soon. I promise. So make sure you're paying attention to my Instagram stories and my X. I'll be posting it everywhere. It's coming, I promise. Renovations behind this mysterious curtain. There's beautiful things happening. So make sure to follow me on X and Instagram at the Ashton Blaise. Also, if you want my spicy site, there is a special little link through my link tree that goes to my spicy site.
Boom. Do it. Do all the things. Thank you so much for joining. I will talk to you soon. Have a wonderful night.
Yes, thank you so much for having me, Xia.
Of course, of course. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, wait. Sorry. Okay, there we go. I don't want to make her sit through my whole good night spiel because you guys know how I get. But I did want to say thank you so much to everybody. This was such a fun stream, and it's been a while since I've golemed, so I can take this out of my ear. So I have to golem. I had to hit the button. That was on me. I was just sitting there. I didn't hit the button like a goose, just like a true goose. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and watching this stream. It was so much fun. Well, I just removed her from the thing. Yeah, she could still do that. I guess I felt bad because I just was sitting there like a doofus. Anyway, no, you guys are amazing. This was such a fun stream. I love the Unqualified Experts because I think we give good advice. And I feel like I know we give good advice because when our advice matches your advice, every time I look into the chat, I'm like, yeah, they're saying what I'm thinking, or they're saying what I'm saying, like right afterwards. And that's how I know we're actually very smart and we give very good advice. It's because it's the same advice that you guys would give. This seriously has been such an amazing stream. I have to thank everyone too. Okay, hold on. I got to thank everyone. And I'm so sorry I can't see Schmumble. So I have 4 things pulled up on 2 screens when I do these. And so I don't have anywhere to put the Schmumble chat. And if I do, I have to click on one other thing that will cover it. And then I have to go back, but I'm not the computer. I appreciate everybody watching on Schmumble. I'm sorry. I really wish we need to figure out a way to have guests on, what's it called? Streamlabs. So we don't have to use StreamYard because it's such a pain in my butt. But anyway, must thank everyone. Okay, hold on. Where are we? We're here. Backhand kicking us off every week with love and every week with hugs. Thank you. Oh my goodness gracious. And then we've got Mr. Franklin with 1381 to make it even at 20. We're at even numbers all night. It's beautiful. Dan A with a golden. I'm sorry. That's an orange boy. That's not a golden shower boy. With an orange. I'm burping. With an orange boy. Thank you so much. Rod Tholomew, who I saw you when you came back, Mr. Tholomew. I don't know if you're still here. Hi, Chris. I got to tie this back up because holy moly. Danuvo, I have 2 computer screens. I have 2. And we can't even connect a third one because we have 2 because the computer's over there. We have them connected to 2 TV monitors that are right here. Rod, I said thank you so much. I figured you were gone and I was like, oh my God, he's up to shenanigans. He's probably having the most amazing night. So I hope you had the most amazing night and I can't wait to hear about these shenanigans. Thank you so much. 5 from Mr. Ravenclaw, 5 from Andrew Thomas. Thank you. CW and MA, you gorgeous humans, you in the chat all night with an orange boy. Thank you. Oh golly, so many. And then Franklin with a goddamn freaking red boy. You're welcome, Franklin. I have lots of burps with a goddamn freaking red boy. And I don't know why I'm saying it so intensely with my hands on my hips like that. It seems like a slight overreaction. Thank you so much for the fucking red boy. Hi, Mr. White. Thank you. Hi, McGuinevere. Oh my God. For Pete's sake. And that did it. That was cat cow. We did a successful cat cow. 5 from Mr. Andrew Thomas, a golden shower boy from Brian Kadersha. Oh my God. And then another pink boy from Frank. Oh my God. Just absolutely insane. Thank you so much. And then 2 golden shower boys in a row from Mr. K Max. Jeremy, I texted him. So harass him about it and tell him to check his messages because I texted because we're going to do we'll do one more quick stretch. Because I totally texted Anthony. I was like, screw it, I'll text him. I want to have him on and I would love to go on his. I will do all of them. I will do all the things. Kat, this is a great way to stretch out your back from your lats all the way down to your lower back. It feels phenomenal. And then cow, and that stretches out your hips and your hamstrings. And let me just tell you, it feels so wonderful. It's one of the greatest stretches, especially when you've been working out. Oh, so much working out. So much. Okay. That was a good one. Thank you. Yes, very talented. Oh my God. Anyway, okay. Franklin didn't feel like I should apologize. No apologizing. You're amazing. I just get really stern when people are so nice and generous. I don't know why. Oh, I love this idea. Message it to me. Oh, Meg Guinevere, you know what? If that's that's so sweet of you. Oh my God, that's so sweet of you. If it's okay, Mr. Backhand can help you with that. Mr. Backhand, if that's okay. Or Mr. Old Nerdy. You guys are wonderful with that. Thank you. Because I think it's in the Discord, right? I think. Okay. Anyway, yes. I just love you guys. Thank you so much for all of the support and watching all my streams and chatting and interacting because it makes it so much more fun. I love interactive streams, like absolutely love them. As you guys know, I do it so much. But yeah, it's my favorite part of the whole thing. And thank you guys for being here and doing it with me. Anyway, yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing night. I forgot that it's Friday night. Holy shit. Sunday is snack stream. Back to the dumpster boys. I just imagine you, and I obviously don't know what you look like, but I just imagine you and like with a crowd of raccoon, like a raccoon army around you, and then you just lead them off to the dumpsters. Thank you, Ancient One. Yes, did I? Yes, I'm pretty sure I did. Yes, I did. We talked about this, right? I want to say yes. I could be wrong. Yes, and we're doing the movie night on Wednesday. Slasher, thank you. So Wednesday night at 9 p.m., we're just keep everything at 9. I feel like it makes it easier. We're doing a movie night on the Discord. So join the Discord because it's so much fun. Mr. White, these glasses are not, it's funny. K-Max and Mr. White at the same time. I love these glasses. They are not new. I've had these for a hot minute, but I never wear them. And RJP has very kindly been reminding me to put them on so that I can see. It's very nice. We're good. We're good. I'm all out of it too. Ha, Remy, I forget about because I talk about stuff, but I forget when and where, and I feel like I don't want to keep repeating myself, but I guess I should because not everyone here's the first time or not everyone's there. You know what I mean? But anyway, go get it looked at anyway. I'm working on, and RJP, I saw you ask me in the chat too. Sorry. Okay. I do need to be reminded that I can't see. It's not so good. Oh my God. Okay. They make me smarter. I'm all over the place. So yes, Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, join the Discord. We're doing a movie watch along. We're going to watch The Big Lebowski. It's going to be awesome. I cannot freaking wait because I haven't seen that movie in so long and Steve Buscemi's in it. Thank you, RJP. And then you asked me how health insurance was coming along. I've found some plans and I think it's absolutely doable. And also, because I have an S corporation, I can get like reimbursed somehow, not reimbursed, but like where it comes off my taxes. So it's a way that I can do it through the business. Slasher, I think it's a great movie. I think Big Lebowski's such a good movie. I don't know anyone that doesn't like it. Remy, no Pulp Fiction. I have to watch that on my own so I can really pay attention on a big screen. At least for the first time. After that, it's different. Does it seem like my arms are getting bigger? Okay. Anyway, yeah, Mr. White, do it. Tax deductible. Thank you, Sasha. That's what I was looking for. So, oh my God, Franklin, stop it. So it should be what? Backhand? No. Maybe you'll like it when we watch it. Maybe you'll like it again. Rod, we could just put Dakota Johnson in the corner. She's just peeking up out of every scene, just like this. She's just like, no, CW, we're gonna watch it in Discord. Backhand's gonna stream it. Backhand, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I think I forgot about it. I put it from my mind because I didn't want to believe it. Because I did not want to believe it. Backhand's gonna stream it. Backhand's gonna stream it, and we're all gonna watch it, and you can just click in so we can all watch it together. Because if we try to watch it at the same time, we did try to do that for watch-alongs. It never works. It never works. But if we do it in Discord all at the same time, The Big Lebowski, Billy Madison, and Con Air are the different ways Steve Buscemi's life would turn out from changing one life decision. I never thought about that, but you're right. Oh, I haven't seen Con Air in forever. I forgot he was in that. See, there's so many classics we got to rewatch. So many classics. No, it puts Dakota in the corner. Oh, White Russian. I never had one of those when I drank, and I regret that. They're good. Yeah, the Omega Red fan, the Discord hangouts are really fun. Yeah, see, Connor, we gotta watch all these old classics. I feel like that's what we should do. Anyway, so we're gonna do that on Wednesday. The health insurance thing's definitely happening. We should be insured by March 1st. And yeah, it's tax deductible through the LLC. So that's super, super helpful. At the very least, there's that. And yeah, so I'm gonna get that worked on. I'm gonna go get my hernia looked at. Nick has some stuff he has to get looked at. And I have Hashimoto's, and I know that I've had it for a really long time. What I kind of suspect is that this last surgery and selling the house and everything, that fixing it up and selling it and the move and everything, was a lot of stress. And I think that it triggered it. So I got diagnosed with it. There's a very specific blood test you need to get 10 years ago. And it's an autoimmune disease where your body attacks your thyroid. And so I have an underactive thyroid, and I'm going to need to go on hormone replacement therapy. And the doctor told me 10 years ago, they're like, look, you don't need to do it now because your numbers are okay, but eventually you are going to need to. It's inevitable. Like, you're just going to have to. And I've been struggling to, I'm still making progress in the gym, but it's nowhere near what it's been in the past. And it's frustrating me to no end. I used to lose weight pretty quick, especially at the rate that I'm lifting and the way that I'm eating. I should have already lost the 10 pounds, but I cannot. Danuvo, yes. So, and it's starting to frustrate me. And it kind of popped into my head recently, like, hey, dum-dum, you have Hashimoto's. I haven't had my levels checked in a hot minute. I've also been just completely exhausted all of the time. My skin has been breaking out. It's been extra dry. And we looked it up, and every single symptom that I've been dealing with that I thought was just stress is like, no, this is what happens when you get Hashimoto's. So anyway, the point is that I have to get that looked into because I'm going to need to get medicated for that. So yeah. Oh, Chris Tucker, Rush Hour was so good. Honestly, Rush Hour holds up like a motherfucker. Those movies are fantastic. So anyway, I've just been yammering your guys's ears off. I love you guys. Please have an amazing night. I will see you on Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern for the next snack stream. We got lots of snacks. Lots of snacks. Anyway, get 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep. RJP, yes. Hi, Reese. Hi, Welsh Republic. Danuvo, thank you. RJP, yes, that is absolutely what I'm going to do as well. And with therapists to make sure, I have to know. Oh, yes. Oh my God. Yay. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to shut up now. I'm glad you like my yammering. Okay. I love you guys. Have an amazing weekend. Have an amazing day tomorrow. Get lots and lots and lots of sleep, but sleep in if you don't have to get up. If you do, I hope you have the best day. I will. Hold on. I can do this. No, sweet dreams to you. Hold on. I will. Xia on Sunday.